The 12th annual Saukee Turkey Tourney continues on this Wednesday night. Good evening to you and welcome to Vosel Gymnasium in Pittsfield for a broadcast doubleheader as the Liberty Eagles and the Payson-Seymour Indians match up here in the 6 o'clock contest. And then later tonight, it'll be Pittsfield taking on Western in a game scheduled to start at 7:30. Good evening to you. John Hull's alongside. I'm Charlie Hull. This is high school basketball on Central Illinois Sports. Live on YouTube. And John, if you could pull my mic down just a tad, I'd appreciate it. And get the levels all set here for you. A matchup here, a rivalry between Liberty and Payson-Seymour. And both teams are looking to move to 2-0 on the season. Liberty was a winner over Lovejoy last night, 52-49. Payson-Seymour beat Rout in convincing fashion, 55-36. So they're both looking to move to 2-0 on the season. It's been a while since Liberty has edged Payson-Seymour on the basketball court, but it's not something that's unrecognizable to these young men out here. They've had battles over the years that have been very exciting for the fans, and we're hoping to have a good matchup here this evening. Liberty got off to a little bit of a sluggish start against Lovejoy before coming back in the second half and hanging on to win the contest despite some free throw shooting. They didn't necessarily go as planned, and for Payson-Seymour, after their game was tied at 5 points apiece, they just absolutely dominated the Rout Rockets en route to their first victory of the season. So both teams looking to get off to a little hotter start here tonight and get things going. They both like to get up and down the court. Both need to take good care of the basketball. Really, John, Payson-Seymour actually had some trouble when it came to turnovers yesterday, something we're really not accustomed to seeing with Brian Ray's squads, and they were still able to win the contest pretty handily, and a lot of that was due to the play of Tanner Kennedy. We do want to make a correction to you. Kennedy is a senior. Hildebrand is a junior. We had those flip-flopped on the program, and so we apologize for that, but glad to have both those young men in the gym, and they're both definitely impressive players for Brian Ray's squad. And you talk about the model of consistency since Brian Ray stepped in at Payson-Seymour, John. They've been a team that I was talking to young Mr. Hildebrand's father. He said, I don't know that we always think we're going to win, but every time we go to the gym, it sure feels like we have a shot. And they've definitely been in a lot of games they had a shot and have won over the last 10 years.
Yeah, they certainly have. And, Brian Ray, like we talked about last night, before and during their game, he's really built a program now. And it had been a long time, really not in my memory ever in the past that Payson-Seymour had a program. And part of that was that they had had a lot of coaching turnover, where they'd have a coach that maybe had been a really good coach at another place, but he would only be there for a couple of years, and then off he'd go, and somebody else would be there. And it's hard to build a program like that. It's hard to build a program like that no matter what level you're at, whether you're NBA or junior high or whatever. Consistency has really helped, and then having a guy who's really been able to push them to strive to be the best they can be has really helped too.
It's so funny how people get jealous of success, and that's what I think that happens a little bit with Payson-Seymour. You hear things like, all they do is play basketball all year round. Well, I don't think anybody's forcing these kids to go out and bounce a basketball on the blacktops and driveways in Payson and the surrounding area there. And the other thing, John, is not a football school, so open gyms may start a little bit earlier for a lot of the kids. They do co-op with Unity, but not a ton of participation there. But a lot of these kids play baseball in the spring. Brian Ray coaches that. And I think the most impressive thing to me is the cohesive nature that Ray not only talks about, but really makes sure happens at his school and with his team. They're not individualists. They treat the guy who's number one on the depth chart the same as they would the guy who's the 15th on the roster, and it's definitely been an impressive thing to watch. Hey, we're ready to tip off this contest. Let's meet the starting lineups for you here in tonight's game. Payson-Seymour's head coach is Brian Ray, assisted by Cody Ash and Timothy Southers, and their lineup looks like this. At a guard, a 6-foot junior, Lucas Luce. At a forward spot is the 6'2 senior, Tanner Kennedy. At a second guard is the 5'10 junior, Hayden Hildebrand. At a forward, a 6'2 senior, Garrett Brink, and at the other guard spot is the 6'2 junior, Cole Schwartz. Schwartz, Brink, Hildebrand, Kennedy, and Luce for the Payson-Seymour Indians. For the Liberty Eagles, Greg Altmix, their head coach. And their lineup looks like this. At a guard, a 6'2 junior, Landon Obert. At a second guard spot is the 6'2 junior, Jordan Nyson. And at the third guard, the 6-foot sophomore, Knowlton Klingel. At a forward, a 6-foot sophomore, Ryan Hedrick. At the other forward, the 5'9 junior, Joe Owens. Owens, Hedrick, Klingel, Nyson, and Obert for the Liberty Eagles. Both teams 1-0 on the season. They play in Pool B here in the Saukee Turkey Tourney. Other teams in that pool, of course, Lovejoy and Route. And Lovejoy's 1-1. Route is 0-2. Both of these teams 1-0, so they're both in contention, looking to play in the later games on Saturday evening. Payson will be the visiting team with the blue uniforms, white numbers, and in the home whites tonight are the Liberty Eagles with the red numbers as they take the court here at Volschel Gymnasium. Sit back and enjoy high school basketball on Central Illinois Sports. Dave Bishop, our lead official, steps into the center circle. Gives some instructions to the two young men there. Obert jumps against Schwartz. The tip is up and controlled by Liberty. They'll bring it into the front court against the zone defense of Payson Seymour. Nyson with the ball on the wing right side. Bounce pass stolen away by Schwartz. Schwartz with the steal. Dribble drive into the front court. Dishes out to Luce on the wing. Luce with a drive to Kennedy at the free throw line. Fakes now, dishes down low to Luce. Has to get out of the lane. Gets it to Schwartz. Left side three on the way and good. Cole Schwartz from downtown and a quick 3-0 advantage for the Indians. 7:34 to play in the first. Owens with the basketball left side for Liberty. Out to Nyson between the circles. Klingel swings it around right side. Obert to Hedrick. Turnaround shot at the free throw line. Found an opening in the zone and knocked down the jump shot. Hedrick with his first two. And the two teams kind of feeling each other out here. These guys have probably played each other a time or two. Now here's a long pass across the top of the key. Obert tipped it out of bounds. He was trying to say, I think Schwartz got a hand on it too. The referee, Tim Kremwoody, was not convinced.
He said, I don't think so.
Hildebrand gets it to Schwartz, who was in foul trouble in the game yesterday.
Had 3 fouls in the first, about 4 minutes of the first quarter.
That he has shown in the last 2 years that if you leave him open on the perimeter, he's probably going to knock it down. He's got it on the wing left side, fakes the three, puts it on the deck one time, clears it out to Kennedy. 6:50 to play in the first. 3-2 the lead for Payson Seymour. Schwartz with the ball on the dribble. Hands it off on the right wing over to Luce. Out front, Kennedy. Kennedy the lefty with the drive. Leaves it in the paint to Brink. Kicks it back out, Schwartz. Schwartz with Obert drawing him in the defensive matchup to Luce for a 3-2 long. Rebound will be run down by Klingel. Knowlton Klingel on the drive into the front court for Liberty, trying to take a lead. Pulls it back out front to Obert. Obert will pass it on the wing to Nyson. Fakes the tray. He'll put it on the floor a couple of times with a right-hand bounce. Out top to Klingel. Right side. Obert with a pull-up three-point shot and gets it to go. Landon Obert with the tray. First lead change of the contest. A quick 5-0 run by Liberty. 6:06 to play in the first. Now out front, Nyson going to be called for a reach-in foul. Put both hands on the man, called for his first.
Gordon Nyson's first, team first against the Liberty Eagles. Ball out of bounds to Payson on the far sideline in the front court.
And Lucas Luce will be the man to trigger the play here for the Indians. Backdoor from Kennedy to Luce. Up and in for two, and we're tied at 5. Nice design play there as Luce was the impounder. Came quickly in for the backdoor play. Klingel takes it the other way. Tries to dribble too quickly, but they'll say Kennedy touched the ball last and went out of bounds, so it stays with the Eagles underneath.
In both our games last night, we were tied at 5, and then one team, actually these two teams, went on serious runs after that.
Here's Nyson for a 3, no good. Rebound tipped. Hildebrand corrals it, gets it to Kennedy into the front court on the dribble. He'll pull up for a jump shot at the free throw line. He's got the green light. Count the basket, and a foul called underneath. It will be Payson basketball, so a little 2-for-1 opportunity for the Indians.
Foul going to go against, looked like he called it on number 5, who's not on the court. Must have been on Hedrick. Oh, no, Nyson already had one.
Here's a drive to the basket by Luce, up and good, and it makes it a 9-5 game. We had a lead change a moment ago as well, John.
Yes, sir.
Going to have to be Hedrick. He's the only guy out there with a 5 in his number. Here's a 3, fired up from the wing by Klingel. And on the rebound, a pushing foul called underneath.
We'll give it as Hedrick's first, team second. Foul going to go against Craig.
Oh, Lucas Luce.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I looked on the wrong side there. Lucas Luce, his first, team first. They're going to get a correction there because he said number 5, and there isn't a 5 on the floor.
So they'll get the officials together to get the call right. 5:28 to play in the first. That was the previous foul call. This one was on Luce with no doubt about it, and they'll say it is 15, which is Hedrick.
Yeah.
On the foul before. And now the official explaining to Coach Ray, he said, no, we're not calling on a 15 for you, because I think Coach Ray might have said, we don't have a 15.
Well, and Now we've got 3 fouls on the on Liberty's side, too, for some reason. There we go. Now we're getting everything corrected.
Little confusion. They get it corrected, make the right call. 5:28 to play in the first. 9-5 to lead for Payson Seymour. Ball out of bounds underneath to Liberty. Nyson gets it top of the key. Going to try the drive in. Rises, shoots. Little hook shot with the right hand. Gets the roll. Jordan Nyson with his first 2 and makes it a 9-7 score. Back and forth here in the early going. Kennedy to Schwartz right side. He takes a single bounce, leaves it off in the corner to Hildebrand. Hildebrand between the circles. Kennedy swings it left side over to Luce. Luce holds it high above his head. Had 11 rebounds, did Luce last night in the win over Round. Hildebrand with the skip pass, stolen away by Nyson. Nyson with the larceny. Layup at the other end is good, and this game is tied at 9 on the second turnover of the contest by Payson Seymour. Nyson swiped it out of the air. Into the front court. Kennedy gets the ball. Baseline drive. He'll leave it off the glass and in, and the defense right now is optional both ways as points being poured in a hurry. 4:40 to play in the first quarter. 11-9 the lead for Payson Seymour. Another steal. This time Lucas Luce with a swipe. He'll put it up. Shot no good. Foul on the play by Jordan Obert.
That'll be Obert's first and the team third against Liberty.
Landon Obert. Jordan graduated a couple of years ago. I led you astray that time.
No, well, I just went with Obert. And Lucas Luce to the free throw line shooting 2. First 2 free throws of the night for either team. 11-9 the score. Payson Seymour with the 2-point lead. 4:33 to go in the first quarter of play. First one up by Luce is good. Give him 5.
We'll see Kerfman coming into the game for the first time tonight. This is Tucker Kerfman, the 5'9 senior. And sitting down is Hildebrand. Tried that long skip pass from one wing to the other, and Liberty was really looking for that one. Now the referees will get together. They'll say,
what are we talking about?
I don't care. We can go to McDonald's or Subway, either one after that. They say no basket.
No good.
No, they said no basket. I think the official might have thought the basket rolled through the first time.
Oh, yeah.
They get it correct, and the second free throw is good as well, so it's 13-9.
I thought we were signaling no good on the field goal.
Everybody's got Turkey on their mind, and here's a nice drive to the basket by Klingel, and not defense, obviously, on the mind right now for either squad because both of them scoring at will. Will, Landon, Ryan, they're scoring at all of them right now. Right side with it is Brink. Now between the circles, Kennedy. Right side, Schwartz sets up, 3-ball on the way. Bang, goes again. He's got another 3 and makes it 16-11 Payson Seymour. A 5-point advantage halfway home in the first. Coast to coast goes Obert. Out of control. Up for a shot, no good, but a foul whistled on Kennedy with the block.
Kennedy's first, team second. Obert to the free throw line shooting 2.
I think fortunate not to have been called for the charge.
16-11 the score. Payson with the 5-point lead. Now 3:58 to go in the first quarter of play. Obert with 3 points. First one up is a little short, no good, and a little off to the right.
Into the contest for Liberty, we'll see Craig Doan, and also in is Brighton Klingel. They replace Nyson.
You know why you have so much trouble with Obert? There were a lot of them. Look.
Work it out top to Schwartz, who's called for the shuffle of the toes and a turnover.
Their third.
We'll see Hessling check in. He'll replace Knowlton Klingel. Knowlton and Brighton. Names that you don't hear every day, but they fit them well. So Doan, Hessling, Obert, Brighton Klingel, and the fifth man is Hedrick right now. And another turnover.
Was a bad pass.
Nope, still loose. I'll tell you what, Hessling saved the turnover, and then Obert threw it away. So it's a turnover nonetheless.
Number 3.
But Hessling got right in there in the scrum. He's a 5'6 junior and showed he wasn't afraid to stick his nose right into the action. 3:38 to play in the first. 16-11 is the advantage for the squad from Payson Seymour. Looking to add to it here. Brink with the ball right side, works it out front to Luce. No look pass to Schwartz in the paint. Turnaround fade away, no good. A rebound, Hedrick. Skies high for his second board of the night to Hessling. Into the front court, Obert. Obert will pull it back out against the zone defense. 3:17 left first quarter, 16-11 Indians. Hessling, right wing, had the ball tipped, run down by Doan. Doan's in a peck of trouble there. Leaves it off to Hedrick. Hedrick's a strong kid. Traveled, no call to Obert. Down low. Kind of a pass that Brighton Klingel had to pick up and throw toward the rim. No good. A rebound on the play. Hedrick just knocked the man away from it. The ball comes free to Obert, who lays it up and in. And we'll get a time out on the court. We'll pause as well. 2:54 to play in the first. 16-13 Payson Seymour on top. Back with you after this.
As the year starts to come to an end and families enjoy more time indoors, Cascom realizes you need reliable internet, great television, and a reliable home phone service. So from now until the end of the year, Cascom will be offering an amazing deal on its triple play bundle services. Call today and get internet, Broadvision TV, and VoIP phone for only $99 a month for 6 full months. Call us today at 1-800-252-1799. No contracts or install fees. Some restrictions may apply.
2:54 to play in the first period. 16-13 Payson Seymour on top, and taking the timeout was Greg Altmix to talk about the team's defense a little bit, trying to slow down Payson Seymour. These two teams scoring in a hurry in this one. And we've seen a few games already in this tournament that offense was not quite as easy. Out front, Kennedy. He's joined by Schwartz, Brink, Luce, and Kerfman. Ball knocked loose from Kennedy. Run down out there, then he'll throw it near the half-court line to Brink. Brink with the ball sweep, puts it on the floor, hands it off to Luce, still dribbling near half-court. Now turns toward the basket, drives in, pull-up shot good. Strong shot that time by Luce. Lucas with another basket, makes it 18-13. Pull-up shot the other way in transition by Obert, no good. Rebound, Kerfman with a good position. Off to Kennedy. Works it on the corner right side, Schwartz to Kennedy out front. 2:10 to play first quarter, 18-13. Indians looking to add to a 5-point lead, which has tied their biggest lead of the contest. Brink with the ball. He's not a kid that scored a lot last night, but a good athlete. Should have seen him dunking before the game. It looked pretty easy. Reminded me of John's dunking ability with Oreos and milk. Out front, Brink, down to Schwartz. Schwartz with Hessling on him, shoots over the top of him, fades away, missed the shot. Hedrick with his third rebound. Off to Doan. Into the front court, Hessling. Ball knocked loose, run down in the backcourt by Obert. Obert on the wing to Doan. Doan in the corner to Hedrick. Says, good luck, little fella. He dribbles it off of his foot and turns it over. Brink with the steal. 1:23 to play first quarter, 18-13 Indians. Little sloppy basketball in the last few moments. Schwartz, three, good again. Schwartz from downtown, 21-13. Schwartz with 9 of his team's 21. 1:08 to play in the first.
He's got 9. Lucas Luce has 8.
17 of their 21. So it makes this team dangerous. It's, Kennedy had the big night last night, but all three of those guys can score just like that. Obert drives in, leaves it off in the corner to Doan. Doan at the long step, nearly threw it away. Schwartz knocks it out of bounds. Here comes Robert Miller into the game, the 5'9 senior for Payson. He replaces Brink on the other side. Returning to the lineup, Nyson, along with Knowlton Klingel. Also in is the freshman Logan Robbins. Also re-entering the contest is Joe Owens, as he will replace
Brighton
Klingel.
Only allowed to have one Klingel on the floor at a time.
Robert Miller looks like he got into that same fight with the gorilla that Bobby Boucher did. Sporting the black eye on the right side. Right wing with it is Klingel. Lefty lets it go from the right wing, no good. Left it short, Luce runs down the board. 40 seconds to play in the quarter. Here's a ball stolen away at half court by Klingel. Down to Doan. Doan drives in. Pulled up, jump shot won't go. No, it will. He got the roll. Klingel with a nice find. And makes it 21-15. Led to points right away for Liberty. Here's Schwartz. Deep three, right wing, shot, rolls through, and sometimes it's just your night.
He's got 12.
24-15, 7 seconds to play in the first. Ball knocked loose. Nyson trying to corral it. He touched it last. That's a turnover by Liberty. Fifth on the Eagles with 4.5 seconds left to play in the first. They're going to get a timeout for Payson Seymour. We'll pause quickly. 4.5 seconds to play in the first. 24-15. Payson on top. Back after this.
When you or your family are feeling under the weather, you can count on Illini Express in Pittsfield. Illini Express is a walk-in clinic located on the south side of the Pittsfield Square and is open 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Saturday. $75 is the charge and can be billed to your insurance. Children must be at least 18 months old. Illini Express opens 7 to 7 Monday through Saturday and on major holidays 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. Illini Express, a partner of Illini Community Hospital in Pittsfield.
4.5 seconds to play in the first quarter. Payson Seymour a 24-15 lead. They took the timeout. They'll have the ball out on the sideline right in front of their own bench. Let's see what they want to go with here. Luce will throw it in, looking for an opening. He'll get it into Kennedy. Kennedy going to turn and face 2-1. 3-point shot short. And after a quarter, Payson Seymour 24, Liberty 15. Back with second quarter play-by-play after this.
Geared Up is your local choice for custom apparel and awards. No matter the season, sport, or event, we've got the gear to make it a success. Ask us about our fundraising program, available to all schools, businesses, and community organizations. Check us out online at www.wegearyouup.com or call 217-473-6290. That's 473-6290 for Geared Up, custom apparel, and awards.
Well, welcome back to what has been the Cole Schwartz Show so far. 4 3-pointers, 12 of his team's 24, and a 24-15 lead for Payson Seymour, John.
After a quarter, Liberty shooting 7 of 11 from the floor, 64%, 1 of 3 from 3. Payson Seymour 9 of 13, 69%, 4 of 6 from 3. 4 of 6 from 3, you'd win a lot of games if you could shoot 67% from the three-point line.
It'll be Payson Seymour basketball to start the second quarter. On top by 9, looking to add to that advantage here.
Dangerous pass there, wasn't it?
Yeah, I don't really know who it was to.
Got left a little short.
Luce, Kerfman, Schwartz, Miller, and Kennedy, the 5 men for Payson. The same they ended the quarter with. Luce gets it on the block, spins, nice patience, goes up and in for 2. Good
He's
footwork.
got 10.
Good footwork by Luce, makes it 26-15. The other way, the Indians had the ball in the hands of Owens. Reach around pass goes to Robbins, who pulls up for a little teardrop. And Logan Robbins with his first basket of the night. 26-17, the freshman on the board.
Who's the pass from?
25 to play in the second. Owens had the find.
Thank you.
Kerfman has it on the wing left side. Out top Kennedy, looking for Luce in the paint. Going to try to muscle up again against Hessling. Up and in for 2.
He's got 12.
Check that wasn't Hessling, that was Owens guarding him that time. He just out-muscled him. 28-17, Payson Seymour. Liberty into the front court to Robbins. Robbins, Nyson, Knowlton Klingel, Owens, and the 5th man right now is Doan. Now Nyson going to be called for the push-off. They say extended the arm and knocked the man down.
Nyson second team, 4th, also the 6th turnover against Liberty.
Here's Hedrick into the game as Robbins will take a chair. Just under 7 minutes to play in the second quarter. 28-17, Payson Seymour on top.
That young man might like to thank the academy there.
Yeah, hey, get a call for your team, right?
Absolutely.
Schwartz with the ball right side. Has 4 threes already in this game. They'll work it left side over to Kennedy, and he'll be called for an offensive foul.
Kennedy second. Turnover number 5. 3rd foul against Payson Seymour.
Was that the blush?
I don't know.
6:37 to play in the second quarter. 28-17 Indians. Obert, free throw line. Works down low to Hedrick. Reaches around to Owens. Missed it on the bottom of the rim. Got his own rebound. Blocked out of bounds by Schwartz. It'll stay with Liberty underneath.
It was a heck of a pass from Hedrick, and Owens wasn't quite ready for it.
Dave Bishop, Chris Dewar with the bro hug on the baseline. 6:27 to play in the half. 28-17 the lead for Payson Seymour. Liberty ball. Obert around his man, looking to dish back out and threw it too wide for Klingel.
That'd be fun if they could.
Sometimes they speak for themselves. 6:15 to play in the second quarter. 28-17 lead for Payson. Here's Kerfman for a tray. Too hard. Rebound. Nyson gets the board for Liberty. The junior Nyson to Klingel in the backcourt. Across to Obert. Obert with the pull-up 3. Line driver no good. Rebound Hedrick with another board. Put back up and in. Ryan Hedrick with a tough one there.
He's got 4 to go along with 4 boards.
28-19 the lead for Payson, but Liberty not going away just yet. 5:47 to play in the half. Think about it is, Payson had quite a few of those points in that first quarter off of 3-pointers. Sometimes that 3-point shot can go cold. Right side with the basketball is Kerfman. Kerfman will throw it out top. Lucas loose for 3. No good. Man goes flying underneath, and Kerfman. Ball on the outlet pass goes to Obert. He'll leave it down low to Owens, and a foul on the floor.
I believe it'll be either on Miller or Luce. It'll be on Luce, his second. Team 4th. So only 4 fouls called against Payson Seymour, but 2 each on Kennedy and Luce. And that could be big.
Brink in. Luce takes a chair. 5:25 to play in the second quarter. 28-19 the lead for Payson. Liberty ball underneath. Lob pass comes into Obert. Comes down, goes up, and scores.
He's got 7.
Landon Obert having a nice night. 28-21 the score. Down to a 7-point game. Kerfman to Miller. Miller out between the circles to Schwartz. Schwartz, the only of the 3 amigos left on the court right now. Now he's called for an offensive foul.
Schwartz's first foul, team 5th, 6th turnover against Payson Seymour. He lowered the shoulder that time.
We're starting to add up just a little bit for the Indians.
The question is, can he see if he can get all 5 fouls on charges tonight?
Keyshawn Kent got 4 of them last night for Lovejoy. Called for 4 offensive fouls. Not sure I've ever seen that. Here's Nyson. He drives in. And it's an offensive foul fest right now.
Nyson's 3rd foul, team 5th,
that is
8th turnover. That's a
4th offensive foul called
in a row
in this quarter.
Yeah. Oh, 3rd in a row, though.
No, but 4th in the quarter.
That's Nyson's 3rd, too.
Cannon Wolf going to come in.
For a while.
Cannon's a 5'9" freshman. C-A-N-N-E-N, Cannon. Into the front court, Schwartz works it in the corner to Brink. 4:50 to play. And the ball back to live action. Right side, Owens tries the drive in. Pull-up shot too hard. Obert there to clean up the glass. Goes back up against Schwartz, who might have got him. And now over the back is Brink. No doubt about that.
That's Brink's first, team 6th. They'll be ball to bounce to Liberty underneath their own basket. The fouls are stacking up here on the wrong guys for Payson Seymour right now.
They have a 10-point lead, 4:30 to play in the half. Inbounds pass to Owens in the corner. He pulls up for a 3. It's an air ball. Rebound down to Obert on the offensive glass. Went up with it, came back down. It's called for the travel.
9th turnover against Liberty, and that one was unforced.
4:20 left in the half.
I'm not sure why he didn't go on ahead and go up with it.
I think he's thinking the same thing. Why didn't I just shoot it? Just get a hole in one every time.
Exactly.
Miller with the ball. Out to Hildebrand. 4:07 left in the half. Hildebrand now reverses the ball. Off to Schwartz. Schwartz with a pass to Miller. Little 3-guard weave out front, trying to waste some time. Now Miller knifes the lane, puts up a shot, counted, and his legs are taken out from under him by Hedrick. Hedrick, his second.
Team 7th. Miller to the free throw line shooting 1. He's got 2 points on that made basket. 33-21 the score, 3:57 to go in the first half of play. Robert Miller for Payson Seymour. Trying to extend it again. And it rolls off no good. Rebound comes down to Owens, his second.
It was a nice strong take to the basket, though, by Robert Miller that time. I don't know that anybody was expecting that, and he took it right to the rack. Now he gets a steal. Throws it behind Hildebrand, and it's stolen back away by Klingel. Klingel with the basketball. On the dribble into the front court. He goes right to the rim, and he's called for an offensive foul.
Klingel's first, team 8th, 11th turnover.
It's just keep on coming.
Both of these teams must have worked on taking charges in their last practice.
They both have been willing to stay in and take the brunt of the physicality in this game so far. 3:36 to play in the half. 33-21 Indians on top. They've quietly built a 12-point lead. Hildebrand to Kerfman. On the right side to Miller. Miller with the ball on the drive. Look back door. The man started to cut, then stopped. The ball was knocked out of bounds by Liberty, so Payson Seymour catches a break. Brink will be the man to throw it in. They'll get it into Schwartz on the corner left side. Looking for Brink in the paint. Little give and go back to Schwartz. 3-ball, corner, short. Rebound down to Hessling. Hessling wants to turn it into the front court on the quick dribble. Look at him go off on the pass to Doan on a nice find. Good transition play by the Eagles.
Doan with 4.
33-23, and Hessling showed the Jets that time. 3:03 to play in the half. Shortstop of the key. Left side over to Kerfman. I think he's only missed 2 3-point shots tonight. Has made 4 so far and has 15 points to Schwartz. Skip pass goes over the top of the defense to Miller. Right side, Schwartz going to fire it again. He's short now. And the rebound run down by Hildebrand on the offensive side.
Good hustle that time from Hildebrand.
Everybody kind of stood and watched and thought maybe it was going in, and Hildebrand said, I think I'll go get the rebound now. Schwartz with it right wing. You wonder if those legs are getting a little tired. He's had to play quite a bit of this game, only the second game of the season. And they can't really afford to sit him down right now with Kennedy and Luce both with 2 fouls. So.
Robert Miller started to drive toward the basket, and the defense paid a lot more attention to him than they did the last time.
2:15 to play in the half. 33-23 Indians, burning a little clock right here. Schwartz with the right-hand bounce. Throws a pass on the right wing over to Hildebrand, who hit several threes last night. Schwartz thought about it, turns it down, back out front to Miller.
He was hitting the deep, high arching threes.
Miller right side, Hildebrand, right on cue with a 3 and 1.
Foul. Count the basket. Foul goes against Joe Owens, his second, team 9th. And Hildebrand to the free throw line, shooting 1. 36-23, 13-point lead, the biggest of the evening for Payson Seymour. Hildebrand could extend it again if he could make this free throw. He's got 3 points on that made three-pointer. And Liberty's got, let's see, 2 guys with 2 fouls and a guy with 3. Hildebrand makes the free throw. Give him 4.
And then what happened?
Evidently, he made it. Why would you shoot it again?
I don't know, Margo. But he made it again.
Okay. That was weird.
They gave him...
He can't shoot 2 after having made a 3.
No.
But
well,
did they give him 2 points there?
Counting right now. It's a 38-23 game into the front court. Comes Robbins out to Klingel. He's going to try a 3. It's an air ball. Robbins and Schwartz fighting for the rebound, and Schwartz secures it here. Schwartz with it in the backcourt. He'll look to bring it up. 1:33 to play in the half. Right side with it is Gilmore. He'll throw a skip to Hildebrand. 3, good again. Hildebrand from downtown. And Payson Seymour putting some space between themselves and the Eagles. 41-23 the score.
What they had to call there was that the foul was after the made three-pointer, and it was 1 and 1 then. That has to be what they called.
After the 3 and then a 1 and 1.
And then it would have been a 1 and 1. That's what they called.
Right wing with it for Liberty. Cannon Wolf had it knocked out of bounds. Got a lot of youngsters out there right now, and you don't see a lot of pressure like this in the junior high level or JV ball.
Or in practice, for that matter.
Yeah, it's hard to simulate what they do. Here's Klingel on a take to the basket, fouled on the way up, and he'll shoot 2.
I believe that'll be on Brink, but we'll see.
Gilmore.
I was wrong. Gilmore's first, team 7th. To the free throw line, Knowlton Klingel. He's got 2 points on the evening. 41-23 the score. Payson Seymour with the lead. 1 minute to go in the first half. First one up, no good for Klingel. A little short.
Obert returns. Wolf takes a chair for Liberty.
Obert with just 1 foul, but Owens and Hedrick each have 2. Nyson has 3. Shot up and good by Klingel that time. Give him 3 points now.
41-24 the score. 58 seconds to play in this first half. An entertaining game, but Payson's put some space between themselves and the Eagles in the last 3 minutes or so. A couple of those shots thanks to Mr. Hildebrand, who scored a quick 8. Gilmore with the basketball. Left side over. Gets it off to Hildebrand. On the wing it goes to Highland, and he's fouled by Obert.
Obert second, team 10th. Goes to Highland to shoot double bonus there. 41-24 the score. Payson Seymour with the lead, 39.4 seconds to go in the first half. Payson's led by as many as 18. Liberty's led by 2. Had a couple lead changes, been tied at 5 and 9 in this game. First one up by Highland is good. Charlie, that's something else Payson typically does very well, is shoot free throws.
Practice makes perfect.
And Highland's second is up, and it's a little long, and it does not fall through. Landon Obert gets his 4th rebound.
Practice makes almost perfect. Out top with it, Klingel. 33 seconds. Down low to Robbins. Fouled on the floor by Schwartz.
Schwartz's second teammate. It'll be 1-1.
Robbins to be the shooter.
Logan Robbins has 2 points on a made basket. 42-24, 31.7 seconds to go in the first half. And Charlie, the last minute of this first half is taking forever because every trip we're fouling on one end or the other. Schwartz will sit down with his 2 fouls. So got 3 guys on the bench with 2 fouls. They got a lot of young guys out there too now. First one up is good. He'll get the bonus for Logan Robbins. 42-25. They get 42-26 as he makes them both. He's got 4.
30 seconds remaining in the half. Into the front court with it comes Hildebrand. The behind the back work. The first half of play will come to an end. The Payson Seymour Indians puts some distance between them and the Eagles in the second quarter. They're up 42-26 as we head to the halftime break, and we'll have halftime stats and more your way after this.
Central Panthers will play for the 1A state championship at the University of Illinois Champaign on Friday at 10 o'clock, and GearedUpBroadcasting.com will be there to bring you the broadcast. If you want to watch it on TV, turn the sound down and join us on GearedUpBroadcasting.com. Jack Hull, along with Steve Surratt, Randy Blake, and Bob Ray, will bring you all the action live with a pregame at 9:15. Hope you'll join us for the 10 o'clock championship. Go Panthers! Dear Western Grain Service is your progressive feed and grain resource for Western Illinois. They offer a full range of feed products for all species and many grain merchandising opportunities with locations in Golden, Paloma, Mount Sterling, Clayton, La Prairie, Liberty, Industry, Carthage, and Blandonsville. For more information, call Dear Western Grain Services 696-4461. That's 696-4461 or on the web at dearwesterngrain.com.
Welcome back to the halftime show. 42-26 is the advantage for Payson Seymour on top of Liberty here at the halftime break. It was a 24-15 Payson Seymour lead after a quarter, and they extend the lead out as they pour in 42 first half points for the squad from Payson Seymour. John, look to your left, and pretty impressive fashion here. They've led many. But didn't turn it over much down the stretch. 11 turnovers for Liberty in the first half. Fouling situation for Payson Seymour. 8 team fouls, but 2 apiece on Schwartz, Kennedy, and Luce. A single foul on Gilmore and 1 on Garrett Brink. For Liberty, they were whistled for 10 team fouls. 3 fouls on Jordan Nyson, 2 against Landon Obert, 2 also against Joe Owens. And then Hedrick got a couple of fouls. Knowlton Klingel had a single foul in the first half of play for the Liberty Eagles. At halftime, it's 42-26. Payson Seymour on top. John's back with the rest of your halftime stats after.
Ross area rep is working with Adams and Brown County schools to support coaches and athletes. Jack Hull, longtime radio broadcaster and sports official, is serving with Julie and Todd throughout the Western Illinois region. We need your support as boosters, first in prayer and also with your financial monthly support. You can join us in lifting Jesus Christ up in our schools, athletes, coaches, and communities. Go to westernilfca.org or email me at jhull@fca.org. Get involved in FCA for your youth today. Caring and experienced professionals at Hamilton Funeral Homes are here to support you through this difficult time. We are You're welcome to call us at any time of the day, any day of the week. Visit our funeral home in person or on the web at hamiltonfuneralhome.com. Call 217-593-6517.
At halftime, it's a 42-26 advantage for Payson Seymour on top of Liberty. John will take a look at the rest of your halftime stats.
First for the Liberty Eagles, they finished the first half shooting 11 of 21 from the floor, 52%, 1 of 6 from 3, 17%, 3 of 6 from the free throw line, 50%. Led in scoring by 7 points from Landon Obert to go along with 4 rebounds. 4 apiece for Craig Doan and Logan Robbins off the bench. 4 also for Ryan Hedrick on 4 rebounds. 3 points for Norton Klingel. And 4 also for Jordan Nyson. So that totals out to their 26. For the Payson Seymour Indians, they finished first 15 of 24 from the floor for 62.5%. 6 of 13 from 3, 46%, and 5 of 7 from the free throw line for 71%. They were led in scoring by 15 points from Cole Schwartz on 4 made 3-pointers and 4 made 3-pointers, a made basket, and then a free throw. Then 12 points from Lucas Luce before he ended up with 2 fouls and had to sit down. 8 for Hayden Hildebrand. And Charlie Hildebrand had no points, and all of a sudden he had 8 points within, about a minute, maybe a minute and a half of everything.
Two threes, and he was fouled after the shot of the second one and got to shoot the one in bonus.
And Robert Miller with 2, and Brady Highland with 1. Also 2 points for Tanner Kennedy, who was the leader last night.
Yep, so, Payson shows you they have more than one scoring threat for sure, and I think everybody who saw them play last year anticipated that to be the case, but they're showing it tonight with Hildebrand and Schwartz in the scoring column, along with Luce, but not much from Kennedy. Coming into the night, Keyshawn Kent led all scorers in the tournament from Lovejoy, 26 points. DeAndre Lowston was second, 23 points, also from Lovejoy. Then Lane Impington of Central with 22 points. Carter Boyer and Kennedy from Illini West and Payson Seymour, 22 points. Kennedy, the only player to be on the list with just 1 game played. Everybody else had played 2. Robert Gaithers of Lovejoy, 21 points. Hayden Nyson of Central, 20 points. Corey Ronan of Route, 20 points. Dylan Marshall of Route, 20 points. And Adam Lindsay of Route with 19 points. So you can kind of tell the teams that have played a couple of games. Rebounding edge is held right now by Lane Impington of Central, 24 rebounds through 2 games. If he can average 12 rebounds and 11 points throughout the season, I bet you he makes all conference. Lowston of Lovejoy with 19 rebounds. Gaithers of Lovejoy 16 boards, 13 rebounds apiece through 2 games with Lindsay and Winters of Route. Illini West's Matt Greiner has 12 boards, 11 rebounds apiece for Chris Allen of Lovejoy and Lucas Luce of Payson. Payson's Luce did that in 1 game. Perry of Lovejoy also with 11 boards, and Isaac Schreck of Illini West with 10 rebounds. We told you last night on the broadcast, but Camp Point Central holding Illini West to 21 points in the game is a new Saukee Tourney record. The previous record was 23 points allowed in the contest. Current standings coming into the play tonight. Western is 1-0 to lead Pool A. Camp Point Central 1-1 along with Illini West at 1-1. And Central has the edge over Illini West as they beat them last night by 30. And Pittsfield's 0-1. Pittsfield lost to Illini West on the opening night. Play Western tonight. Pool B, Payson Seymour's 1-0, Liberty 1-0, Lovejoy 1-1, and Route was 0-2 entering play this evening. We'll take a break here on the halftime show where the Payson Seymour Indians hold a 42-26 lead over Liberty. We're back with you following this timeout.
As the year starts to come to an end and families enjoy more time indoors, Cascom realizes you need reliable internet, great television, and a reliable home phone service. So from now until the end of the year, Cascom will be offering an amazing deal on its triple play bundle services. Call today and get $1 a month for 6 full months. Call us today at 1-800-252-1799. No contracts or install fees. Some restrictions may apply.
When you or your family are feeling under the weather, you can count on Illini Express in Pittsfield. Illini Express is a walk-in clinic located on the south side of the Pittsfield Square and is open 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Saturday. $75 is the charge and can be billed to your insurance. Children must be at least 18 months old. Illini Express opens 7 to 7 Monday through Saturday and on major holidays 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. Illini Express, a partner of Illini Community Hospital in Pittsfield.
At halftime, a 42-26 lead for Payson Seymour, and the Indians, John, show that their system panic, and the ball just kind of kept on rolling their way.
42 points and a half is a lot for any team.
There's several teams in this tournament that'll struggle to score
42 points in a game.
42, very many games, yeah. Illini West has played a couple of games, and they've scored 58 in the two games combined so far.
Yeah, Payson's outscored them, and they've only passed.
It will be Liberty ball to start the second half of play. They had some turnovers that kind of mounted on them there in the second. If you hope to try to fight back in this contest. They've really not been able to get going from the three-point line at all, have they, John?
Liberty is 1 for 6. Payson is 6 for 13.
Yeah, Liberty is what I was talking about.
Yeah.
Jordan Nyson, the guy who we have seen hit those threes, just hadn't quite found that touch right now.
Yeah, that's for sure. He's been a little longer game so far, too.
We're back to live action here in the third quarter. Owens is going to pass the ball down low to Klingel. He lost it on the way up. Ball loose. Loose is ball, and it will be Payson basketball. Liberty has Hedrick, Obert, Nyson, Klingel, and Owens. On the other side, Luce, Kennedy, Schwartz, and Brink for the Indians. Indians on the run into the front court. Out top with it is Brink to Kennedy. Kennedy throws it out between the circles to Hildebrand. Hildebrand with the left-hand bounce, leaves it on the wing to Schwartz. Between the circles, Brink, now right side Kennedy. Kennedy with the ball fake, wants the man to cut through, wants Schwartz also to go through and get the man open, and Brink. Good ball movement here on the motion offense. Between the circles with it is Hildebrand. On the right side is Schwartz. He goes for a dribble drive, knocked out of bounds by Owens, but that's because he got a foul.
Team first. Ball out of bounds to Payson Seymour underneath their own basket.
Luce had a shoestring undone. He'll get it tied. And they'll inbound the ball to Schwartz. Schwartz puts it on the floor. Tries to drive in. Offensive foul.
That'll be Lucas Luce's third foul.
This is
Team
Schwartz.
first.
Schwartz.
Oh, I'm sorry. It'll be Schwartz's third foul. Either way, it's a third foul. The strong guy. Also, first foul, half turnover, number 7.
Schwartz down. Kerfman quickly in for Payson Seymour. Just underway here in the third. 42-26. Indians on top. Klingel to Owens on the right side of things. Fires a three. No good. Rebound down to Lucas Luce for Payson Seymour. Takes it into the front court on the pass to Kerfman. Out top to Luce. Luce tries the dribble drive. Knocked away by the helping hand of Obert. It will stay with Payson Seymour underneath their own hoop.
Charlie, that last three on the opposite end did not feel in the flow of the offense very well.
But I remember Owens being a huge threat from the three-point line. Ball comes out front to Brink. To Hildebrand, who leaves it out near the half-court line to Lucas Luce. Wants Kennedy to come get the ball and set the offense in motion here. Luce going to post up on his man in the paint. Turnaround shot. You can tell he's worked on that part of his game.
He's got 14.
44-26 the score. Into the front court, Hedrick. Pull-up shot on the way, no good. Rebound, Obert fighting for it. Ball is kept alive to Nyson. Nyson on the drive in. Shot up, blocked by Kennedy. He'll save it in bounds, and it goes right into the hands of Garrett Brink. Stolen away by Owens in the backcourt. Turnover on the Indians. Out front, Hedrick. Klingel, right side, Obert. Obert with a long step that time before he put the dribble down. It looked like a travel at first glance. Klingel down to Nyson, who's a really long arm down there. He's tied up, but he'll stay with Liberty. as it's the second tie-up of the half already. Miller into the game for Payson Seymour. He's going to replace Brink. So Payson Seymour not very tall right now on the court. 5:58 to play in the second quarter.
Payson Seymour not very tall in general.
Inbounds pass comes into Obert. He missed the shot. Rebound down to Hildebrand. Shovels it off to Kennedy, who brings it up the court. 44-26 Indians in control here. Luce with the ball on the right wing. Works it in the corner to Hildebrand. He'll throw it out top to Luce. Kerfman, left side Miller. Miller tried to throw the pass down low. It's tipped, and they're going to call a foul here.
Who are we
one of the
calling
Indians.
Okay. So
Miller.
you got to give the turnover first, don't you?
Yep. Turnover and then a foul.
turnover.
I didn't see the foul, but the man did go down. So I doubt he fell on his own. Here's a nice pass from Owens. Finds Klingel knifing across the lane. He'll lay it up and in for two. 44-20. 16 to play in the third. Trailing right now, 44-28. Kerfman, right wing Kennedy. Kennedy with the basketball on the drive inside. He puts up a shot in traffic, no good. A rebound pulled in by Nyson. Nyson will push it across to Klingel. Out front with it to Hedrick. Hedrick with the pass to Klingel. Thought I heard a whistle for a second, but they're playing on here. Obert, Owens on the wing right side. Out front Nyson. 4:47 to play in the third. Going to try the lob down low. Lucas Luce having none of it. Knocks it away and then saves it in bounce to a loose ball. Tied up, and it's going to be a turnover
Number
at the end
13.
of the day by Liberty. Yeah. Schwartz going to check in with 3 fouls. He's going to replace Miller. Miller takes a chair for Payson Seymour. His squad up 44-28. 4:39 to play in the third. Hildebrand passes the ball around and finds Schwartz loose. Kennedy, everybody gets a touch as it's back to Hildebrand. Out front with it to Kerfman. On the right side from Luce, the ball goes to Kennedy. Back to Luce. They play a little pitch and catch over the top of the defense. One dribble by Luce. Pass right side, Hildebrand. He'll clear it out front to Kerfman. Swings it left side, Luce. 4:11 to play, third quarter, 44-28. The advantage for the Seymour High Indians. Kennedy, threw a pass that was wide to Hildebrand out front. Had to run it down near the half-court line, and they'll reset. Hildebrand gets free for a second to Schwartz near the sideline right side. Both hands on the man, no call. Schwartz to Kennedy. Kennedy puts his head down, tries the drive, and a foul going to be called across the court here on
fourth, team second. Oh.
Yep, Owens.
No, I know. I just don't think that they realized. I think they thought it was going to be on Klingel there.
So did Owens.
Yeah.
Here's Brighton Klingel in. Also Hessling returns.
As Milton Klingel sat down.
3:50 to play in the third. 44-28 lead for Payson Seymour. Lob into Lucas Luce, and a foul going to be called on the hold on Nyson.
Nyson's fourth. He's going to have to sit down.
Fouls in the last 3 seconds.
And he didn't get out.
Well, didn't get a sub in time. He's got to be careful here. He could foul out in the third quarter.
If Hessling would have been 2 inches taller, he'd have had the steal, but he just wasn't quite tall enough to get it.
46-28 Payson. 3:37 to on the right wing over to Obert. He'll facilitate it top of the key, Brighton Klingel. Nyson now to Hessling. Top of the key, Hedrick for a three. Tried to bank it home, no good. Hildebrand another board for the Indians. Brian Ray says, let's slow it down. Hildebrand listens and takes it across the half-court line. Near the wing right side to Schwartz. Schwartz to Luce, little give and go. Luce going to try to force one up, didn't really have position, shot no good. Man is down in the backcourt in Obert as he got an elbow to the eye. They'll stop play to check him out. Nyson going to take a chair as Doan's into the game. Also, Robbins going to return for Obert. 3:01 left in the third, 46-28, the lead for Payson Seymour. They'll pressure without Obert or Nyson on the floor.
One thing about it, these guys have probably all played with one another.
Oh, yeah. Hessling in the backcourt. He'll find Robbins. Robbins dribbles near the sideline, throws it away. Schwartz with the steal. Little one-on-one up the floor against Hessling. Hessling called for the block.
Payson Seymour underneath the basket, or are we shooting?
On the floor.
Yeah.
2:44 to play in the third. Ball out of bounds here for Payson Seymour underneath.
Liberty thought they were shooting. They were all lined up ready to have them shoot free throws.
He'll take it out on the opposite side of the lane. Kennedy to throw it in. Looks for Schwartz. There he is, wide open. Shot up, and the man fell under him that time at Hedrick, and it's called for the foul, and Schwartz went down hard.
Hedrick's third, team fifth. Did the basket fall?
No.
Okay. Schwartz to the free throw line shooting 2. He's 1 for 1 from there. He's got 15, all 15 of those in the first half. 46-28 the score. 2:42 to go in the third quarter. Play Payson Seymour with the lead. If he could make either of these, he'd extend their largest lead of the night. Sits right now at 18. And Schwartz's first is up, and it rolls off no good. May still be a little shaken up as he
hit the
really
floor
went
hard.
down hard.
Yep, he did. Hedrick just moved underneath late.
Next one was up, and it falls through. Give him 16. Biggest lead now at 19.
47-28. 2:39 to play in the third. Here's Klingel. Down low to Hedrick. Shot put up is good. As Hedrick got free, 47-30. With 2:28 to play, still in this third quarter. Been a long third. Kennedy, right wing, between the leg dribble. Backs down his man. Wants to leave it back out. Ball was tied up for a moment. Schwartz will run it down near the half-court line. Leaves it out to Hayden Hildebrand.
Brian Ray kind of had to pull his hands back.
Right side, Kennedy. Kennedy with the skip pass on the wing over to Luce. Luce puts it on the floor. Dribble drive inside. Off to Schwartz. Right side for 3. Rinse and repeat. Schwartz for 3. 50-30. Indians up by a 20-point lead. Robbins with the ball. Fouled by Hildebrand.
Hayden Hildebrand's first foul, team third. Ball to bounce along the sideline to Liberty.
Liberty going to sub
everybody
out. They're going to bring in Devin Klauser, a 6'3 freshman. Obert and Nyson return along with Owens.
So you got 2 guys on the floor with 4 fouls, and I guess you're looking at it like this is the game either way, so.
Knowlton Klingel also back in. Need to get some ball handlers out there. Payson had turned up the pressure with both Obert and Nyson on the bench. And now a foul called away from the ball against Kennedy.
The Kennedy's third foul, team fourth.
1:43 to play in the third, still a 20-point game. Sank the battleship. Out top, Nyson for a 3, no good. His shot just not on the mark to start this season. Kennedy with the board. Pushes it quickly into the front court to Luce. 1:33 to play in the third, 50-30, the lead for the Seymour High Indians. Hildebrand with the between-the-leg dribble. Right side over to Kennedy. Kennedy toward the top of the key, and a legal screen set by Brink. He stuck his shoulder out.
Brink second, team fifth. 10th turnover against Payson Seymour. Ball to bounce, length of the court to go for Liberty. They trail 50-30 here with 1:21 to go in the third quarter of play. They're going to have to find the three-point shot as they are 1 for 9 right now from there.
And that's with mostly good looks, really. I don't really remember a 3. Maybe the one by Owens was a little forced, but other than that, things that were in the flow of the offense. Now, one of the Indians as Devin Klauser had picked up the ball.
That goes against Brink again, his third, team sixth. And that time it was one of those where the ball kind of bounced free. Brink went after it and ended up with the foul because of it.
Highland in, Brink down. Hedrick also returns to the lineup for Liberty as Hessling took a chair. Here's a pull-up 3 by Klingel. It's good. Knowlton Klingel finds the mark from behind the arc.
He's got 9.
Makes it 50-33. Into the front court with the basketball, Hildebrand. Payson Seymour will spread it out with 50 seconds left on the clock. Why not? Up by 17. No reason to be in a big hurry. Luce with the basketball with Obert out to guard him. Free throw line, Kennedy, left wing, Hildebrand, 3-ball, on the way, no good. Hildebrand ends up in the first row of the bleachers. The ball saved out front to Lucas Luce on the offensive rebound to Schwartz for a 3. Won't fall this time. Rebound tipped around. Highland gets the board. Bodies flying everywhere out there. Lucas Luce with the ball.
Half of Liberty's team is laying on the floor.
Well, if you ever seen Joe Owens when he's laying on his back and flip up to his feet without touching the ground? It's kind of neat the first time. Here's a shot put up by Luce on a runner. It's good. There's a lot of contact going on right now.
After that, it just felt like showing off, didn't it?
It's kind of a little chippy out there, you think? 5 seconds to play in the third. Nyson trying to get free. He'll throw it to Obert. Obert looks at the clock, shoots a 3, no good. And after 3 quarters, 52-33, the advantage for Payson Seymour on top of Liberty. Back with fourth quarter play-by-play after this.
You're way out on the farm right in the middle of harvest. There's nobody watching. No audience, no crowd. The only bright lights beam from a combine. They're not pointing at you. All that's here is a field. It may not look like a place of glory, but there's still a winner. There's still a score. For many farmers who planted Golden Harvest Seed this year, victory is about to set in. Contact Golden Harvest Seed Advisor Steve Farlow now for the seed to make every acre count. Golden Harvest and Steve Farlow are proud to help sponsor Central Panther football.
Geared Up is your local choice for custom apparel and awards. No matter the season, sport, or event, we've got the gear to make it a success. Ask us about our fundraising program, available to all schools, businesses, and community organizations. Check us out online at www.wegearyouup.com or call 217-473-6290. That's 473-6290 for Geared Up, custom apparel, and awards.
Ready to start the fourth and final quarter, 52-33, the lead for Payson Seymour over Liberty. John's got to look at shooting percentages.
Liberty shooting 14 of 31 from the floor, 45%, 2 of 11 from 3. Payson Seymour 19 of 32, 54%, 7 of 16 from 3.
Klingel with the basketball, pull-up shot, feeling it a little bit, missed it here. Rebound loose and run down by Hedrick on the offensive board. Tried the pass into Klingel, too hot to handle and a turnover.
15.
Indians up here with a comfortable lead, 52-33. And here comes Payson Seymour on the attack. Hildebrand with the basketball. The Kennedy out between the circles. He'll work it off near the half-court line loose. Now to Highland. Also out there is Schwartz. Ball knocked loose, and Nyson on the floor after it. Held ball. That will be a possession arrow that favors Payson Seymour right here. 7:33 to play in the fourth quarter. Kennedy to throw it in for, now check that's loose to throw it in for Payson Seymour into Kennedy. Looking for an opening. Points at a spot on the floor to Schwartz and says, you, here. And he came there quickly. You got a senior like Kennedy out there telling you where you need to be. You just kind of move there, right? He's been at this game a day or two. Kennedy's got it right side. Throws it out front. Obert going to steal it away. One-on-one against Schwartz. Schwartz knocked it out of bounds, but he was standing out, so he could not secure the steal. It will remain Liberty basketball on the baseline underneath their own hoop.
11th turnover on Payson Seymour on that steal.
7:06 to play here in the contest on the inbounds pass. A foul call.
Is it Kennedy, or who are we talking to here?
Talking to Owens right now is the official.
It's going to be Highlands first, team 7th. 1-1. Shooter is Owens. Wondered if some talking was going on, maybe. 52-33, the score, 7:05 to go in the ball game. Joe Owens shooting 1-1, looking for his first points of the evening.
And a foul called on Hedrick or Obert. Hedrick.
Hedrick's 4th, team 6th.
Here's Brighton Klingel into the game. Owens takes a chair. .705 to play, 52-33 the lead for Payson Seymour. He's kind of reached a little lull here. Here's a
stole it.
Steal by Nyson. He'll put it up and in for 2. Makes it 52-35. Payson gets it into the front court to Highland. Highland free throw line. Kennedy is back to the basket. Going to dribble it back out. Leave it off to Luce. Pittsfield and Western to play in the late contest tonight. Right wing with the basketball is Schwartz. Schwartz will be fouled by Obert.
Obert's third, team seventh. Schwartz to the free throw line shooting 1 and 1. He's 2 for 3 from there. He's got 19. 52-35 the score. Payson Seymour with the big lead. 6:27 to go in the ball game. And Cole Schwartz to the free throw line shooting 1 and 1. First is up and good. He'll get the bonus. He's got 20. Excuse me, now he's 3 of 4. Or excuse me, 3, yes. Yes, 3 of 4 from the free throw line.
Who won that argument, you or you?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
Next one rolls off, no good. Rebound to Obert. Foul on Highland. His second. Teammates walk to the other and shoot 1 and 1.
Both teams still playing hard.
Obert's 0 for 2 from the free throw line. He's got 7 points, all 7 of those in the first half of play. 53-35. 6:26 to go in the ball game. First one's up, and it's too long, no good. Rebound, still bouncing around, comes down to Hedrick.
Shot put up in the corner by Nyson, no good. He follows the shot, gets his own rebound, won't get that one to fall, and Hildebrand pulls down the board. Off to Kennedy. Kennedy on the run into the front court. Drives in, dishes corner. Schwartz, 3, good. Have we heard that before?
He's got 23.
Have a night, young man. 56-35, 21-point lead. 6 minutes to play. Klingel with the basketball for Liberty. Left side, Obert. Obert going to put it on the floor, trying to drive in. Knocked loose, stolen away by Highland. Highland with the steal, drives into the front court. He'll work it back out to Kennedy. Behind the back pass to Schwartz, 4-3, no good. Rebound down to Obert. He'll pick up the dribble in the backcourt. Now the underhand pass, then Klingel in the corner. Sort of like Malcolm in the middle. Down low, ball stolen away by Highland. 2 steals in a row. Highland, Hildebrand. Nearly traveled, just kind of threw the ball back at the rim, and it went through. And
he's got 10.
Sometimes it works. 58-35, 5:15 remaining. He had every intention of passing that one back. Now here's a steal by Luce. Luce going to drive in. Shot is good, and he's fouled. And Payson not taking the foot off the gas right here. They lead 60-35.
Count the basket. Foul on Nyson, his 5th, team 8th.
5 new guys in for Liberty. They bring Doan, Hessling, Klingel, Robbins, and Klauser in.
Luce shooting 1, he's got 16.
Hildebrand sits down as Gilmore into the game.
Shot is up and good for Lucas Luce. He's got 17.
Kerfman going to check in, and Schwartz will take a chair.
The thing is, Payson Seymour's basically played almost everyone on their bench, so it's one of those where you go, they're going to bring in their subs that have been playing the whole game.
Well, most of these guys for Liberty have been in the contest too. 61-35, 5 minutes remaining. On the right side of things is Doan with the basketball. He's picked up the dribble. He'll work it off to Klauser. Klauser, the big freshman, 6'3". Real long, lanky kid. To Brighton Klingel. Klingel to Klauser. Klauser with a take to the rim. He'll leave it back out. Now to Hessling for a step back 3, no good. Kennedy's got the board for the Indians. 4:30 to play. Kennedy with a no-look pass, right wing to Highland. Out front, Luce to Kerfman. Back out top of the key, Highland, and a foul called against Kerfman, it looks like. They hooked him. No, they call it on Luce.
Luce 3rd, team 9th, turnover number 13.
Kennedy down, Miller in. Also, here comes
Logan
Sparks. He will replace Luce. 4:20 to play, 61-35, Payson Seymour. They're going to move to 2-0. They and Lovejoy playing the 1:30 game on Friday. Could be an up and down game. Here's the shot by Klauser. Missed it, got his own board, missed it again. Rebound pulled in by Kerfman for Payson Seymour. Think some points might be scored on that one, John?
Anybody see 100?
I don't know. 91's the record for points in a game, I think. Payson did that a couple of years ago now against Griggsville Perry. Miller to Gilmore. 3:40 to play. Indians just running a little clock here. Highland to Kerfman. Kerfman shuffles the man through. Now to Gilmore. Gilmore on the drive out to Robert Miller. The offense just kind of keeps looking the same, no matter who's in there. Gilmore, right side Kerfman. It's nothing complicated. It's a pass and cut, but they run it to perfection. And well, now I messed it up and they threw it away. But Klingle's got the steal, leaves it to Doan, who missed the runner. Klingle got the board. He's trying to go back up with it, and Miller swipes it away. Off to Kerfman. Long bounce pass, Gilmore. Gilmore fakes. Shot up, no good. Rebound out of bounds. Last touched by Liberty.
The clock on this end went out. That's weird.
Well, they both went out. You just weren't looking at both ends at one time.
Oh, okay.
Here we see new man into the game for Liberty. That's Cannon Wolf in. Also another man who's wearing the number 1. I don't have a number 1.
He's the mystery man.
Silas Mixer, maybe. Could be Luke Girardin, Dylan Hubbard, Eli Powell. They have like a couple of guys, JT Tenhouse, several to choose from. Wearing the number 1.
Could be someone else, too.
Yep, could be. Gilmore with the ball to Kerfman for Payson Seymour. 2:40 to play. 61-35, the lead for the Indians. They won this tournament last year. Here's a pass down low. Gilmore got caught underneath, gets his own rebound, wants to pull it back out to Miller. They'd like to win it again. Green jacket, gold jacket, 2:20 to play in the fourth quarter. Right side with a Gilmore. Gilmore on the drive. Fouled on the floor.
Robbins first, team 9th. 1-1 will be Lane Gilmore shooting. 61-35 the score. 2:19 to go in the ball game. Payson Seymour with the lead.
Talmadge Butler going to check in, a 6'5 senior.
Sits down Brady Highland. Gilmore shooting 1-1. His first is up, and it's good. They'll get the bonus.
Lane Gilmore's a senior, and he's a kid, you know. Payson Seymour's had several of them over the years. As a senior, he hadn't seen a lot of playing time throughout his career, but he's there to be a part of the program, and now he'll get a little bigger role as the senior year goes on. Made them both. Right side, Clouser with the ball, going to try to back his way in, leaves it to Klingle in the corner. 2:05 to play, 63-35 the lead for Payson Seymour. Down low, Klingle, turnaround shot no good. Butler had the rebound, saved in bounds, last touched by Klingle, and it'll stay with Liberty.
Must have been last touch by Butler then.
Yes, last touch by Klingle.
I am aware of that.
Inbounds pass coming here, comes into Klingle, and he's held by Butler. 2 shots either way.
Butler's first, team 10th. Klingle to the free throw line. He's looking for his first points of the night is Brighton Klingle. 63-35, Payson Seymour with the lead. 1:56 to go in the ballgame. Klingle's first is up, and it bounces off no good.
This is Brighton Klingle.
Next one is up and good for Brighton Klingle. Give him a point.
Brighton on the board. 63-36.
The numbers are reversed.
Yep, if you switch them frontwards and backwards, it's a palindrome. What's your favorite palindrome, John? Race car? Mom? Wow. Dad?
Definitely not the last one.
Okay. Drive to the basket. Gilmore for 2.
He's got 4.
65-36. Into the front court. With it is Gilmore. Out to Miller. 1:20 to play in the fourth. Miller on the left side over to Gilmore. Gilmore feeling it. Driving the lane. Shot up no good. Rebound secured by Robbins for Liberty. Over a minute to play in the fourth quarter. As the Eagles will try to get some points on the board. Instead, they'll throw it away. Stealing it away is Sparks. Sparks will bring the ball into the front court, and they will look in the paint. Now Sparks on a pull-up, no good. A rebound going to be run down out front by Klingel. He'll push it ahead. Back to Klingel, up and off the window for two. Brighton.
He's got 3.
Klingel with another 2. Thanks, John. And with 40 seconds to play, it's 65-38, Payson Seymour. Who's the other new man that's in there? Riker Triplett, the 6'1 freshman for Payson Seymour.
Was that the mystery man?
Butler. No, that was for Liberty.
Oh.
Miller to Butler. Butler's a pretty good sized lad. 6'5". Like a kid who could have
Reese Knuffman.
played tackle on the. I wasn't anywhere on the list.
He
Looks like
wasn't.
could have played tackle on the football team, doesn't he? Is Butler?
Yeah.
6'5". I mean, not heavy by any stretch, but he is solid.
Broad-shouldered.
Solid. Time expires. 65-38. The final in this one. As Payson Seymour moves to 2-0, Liberty drops to 1-1, and we take a look at final stats and more in a minute.
Geared Up is your local choice for custom apparel and awards. No matter the season, sport, or event, we've got the gear to make it a success. Ask us about our fundraising program, available to all schools, businesses, and community organizations. Check us out online at www.wegearyouup.com or call 217-473-6290. That's 473-6290 for Geared Up, custom apparel, and awards.
In farming, there are many important decisions that must be made in order to get the most profitability out of your investment. No decision is more important than selecting the best seed for your fields. Jansen Seed and Service in Golden is the place to go for all your channel seed needs. Doug Jansen has over 30 years experience as an independent seed dealer. Giving him the knowledge to select the right seed for your field, contact Jansen Seed and Services today, 217-696-4658 or 430-2865.
Well, John, Payson Seymour and Liberty were back and forth in the first quarter, and then Payson took the lead, and they said, no looking back now. A 65-38 win in this contest for Payson Seymour. They moved to 2-0 on the season. Liberty drops to 1-1, and you've got to look at some final stats.
Just a couple of leaders for each team. The leading scorer on the night for Payson Seymour, 23 points from Cole Schwartz, to go along with a couple of steals and a defensive rebound. Also 17 points from Lucas Luce, 10 points for Hayden Hildebrand, and 3 men in double figures. That's going to win you a lot of games. Also shooting 56% from the floor. Well, Liberty did not have anyone in double figures on the night. Knowlton Klingel with 9, 7 for Landon Obert, all in the first half.
Next up, Pittsfield and Western. We'll have the pregame show for you at about 7:20 on Central Illinois Sports. Thanks for listening here. We're back with you in just a little while. Well, we welcome you again to high school basketball on Central Illinois Sports, live from the 12th annual Saukee Turkey Tourney. John and Charlie Hull with you here tonight. Glad you're alongside for the second game of our broadcast doubleheader tonight on Thanksgiving Eve. Never really caught on the same as Christmas Eve, but Pittsfield is 0-1. Western's 1-0 on the season, and they're matching up here tonight in the final game before we take a break off for Thanksgiving tomorrow. The Wildcats dominated Camp Point Central in the opening night. Pittsfield fell to Illini West 37-36 in a game the Saukees would like to soon forget. And they're looking to rebound against a Western Wildcat squad, John. That's not one of the easiest teams to have to play a rebound game against, because Western showed they can get up and down. They're guarding hard. And they've got multiple scoring threats on the floor.
Yeah, they certainly showed that the other night, Charlie, and Preston Wellman and, basically everyone was very impressive. Kyle Colgrove does so many things good for Western, as he rebounds well, he really shoots the ball very well, defends very well.
For the Saukees, they led 15-4 at one point against Illini West, and then the wheels fell off, and they could only muster 21 points the rest of the game. They're going to have to get just a little bit tougher when it comes to physical play and also mentally when you talk about toughness, John. Two things the Saukees are going to have to improve on in a hurry if they're going to hope to have success on the varsity court this season.
Yeah, you got to have better than a really great quarter to win a game.
We'll take the day off tomorrow for Thanksgiving. Friday, 1:30 broadcast, Payson, Seymour, and Lovejoy. 3 o'clock route in Liberty, 4:30 Western and Illini West. Pittsfield and Camp Point Central will play at 6 o'clock. You can watch and listen live here on Central Illinois Sports. Glad you're alongside. We're about 6 minutes away from the Star Spangled Banner. The starting lineups and the play-by-play of this contest. We'll pause for a timeout here. Back with you after these.
Press Yours on You is celebrating 13 years as your source for school spirit wear. They can personalize varsity jackets, hoodies, t-shirts, hats, duffel bags, flags, and more. Show your school pride with a bumper sticker or window decal from Press Yours on You. Visit their online store at www.pressyoursonyou.com or visit them on Facebook. Press Yours on You, 506 West Wood on Highway 24 in Camp Point. Call 593-6031. The Camp Point Central Panthers will play for the 1A state championship at the University of Illinois Champaign on Friday at 10 o'clock, and GearedUpBroadcasting.com will be there to bring you the broadcast. If you want to watch it on TV, turn the sound down and join us on GearedUpBroadcasting.com. Jack Hull, along with Steve Surratt, Randy Blake, and Bob Ray, will bring you all the action live with a pregame at 9:15. Hope you'll join us for the 10 o'clock championship. Go Panthers for the state championship. Dear Western Grain Service is your progressive feed and grain resource for Western Illinois. They offer a full range of feed products for all species and many grain merchandising opportunities with locations in Golden, Paloma, Mount Sterling, Clayton, La Prairie, Liberty, Industry, Carthage, and Blandonsville. For more information, call Dear Western Grain Services 696-4461. That's 696-4461, or on the web at dearwestergrain.com. Farmers State Bank of Camp Point, a branch of United Community Bank, wants to be your bank. Their friendly and helpful staff enjoys working with customers to give them the best banking experience possible. They're a full-service bank offering savings, checking, CDs, IRAs, and now offering mobile banking where you can bank from your smartphone. They can handle all your borrowing needs, whether it's home, auto, commercial, or agricultural loans. Contact Farmers State Bank at 217-593-7756. We want to be your bank. Member FDIC.
Welcome back here. Pittsfield and Western matching up in high school boys basketball action from the 12th annual Saukee Turkey Tourney. And it's hot in here to the fans. We could open the window behind us a little wider. Here you go, John. I don't want you to get cold. Watch your water. It's going to fall on your head. We'll baptize you right here at Boschel Gym.
You want to grab them?
Yeah, but you're supposed to take the water out of the bottle, I think, before you perform baptisms. But let's take a look at some keys to the game here, John. How many times are you going to knock that down? At least twice. Okay. Keys to the game, first of all, for Pittsfield, got to take good care of the basketball. Western's going to run that ball pressure zone defense and try to turn you over, get out in transition. The Saukees want to make this much more of a half-court game been a full court game. They're also going to have to get Will Guthrie to play tough underneath because he's going to have to go against Depke and Archambault, who both are pretty stout-built young men. You have to be really strong underneath. For Western, I think they want to push the tempo of this contest, just the opposite of the Saukees. And I think for the Wildcats, not settling for three-point shots early in the game will help them open up that perimeter as the game goes along. I was really impressed by Kyle Callgrove the other day, and his mid-range game is really something to behold.
Yeah, he really found a lot of success in pretty much all over the court, Carly. Like I said, he really defended well, really rebounded well, really shot the ball well.
Preston Wellman's a kid who is pretty solid when it comes to handling the rock. He was thrown kind of out there to the Wolves his freshman year and persevered pretty well. And now when you have a couple of years of varsity experience under your belt, you can kind of shine a little bit. And Wellman, maybe not as much of a scorer as he was at one point in time in his basketball life, can still score the ball pretty well, but really is a solid point guard when it comes to handling the basketball, and he gets Western in a lot of good spots. So you got to like what Curtis Stout does for this Western program. He's put some stability into things after they had a couple of coaches who were there maybe 2 or 3 years at a time and then moved on for whatever reason, and Curtis has been there now a couple of years himself and has really put his own stamp on this program and has created a culture that's all about basketball with these kids, and they've really bought in. They're playing hard. I think that's the thing I noticed most about Western the other day, how hard their entire team played throughout that entire game. And, I think Central showed last night, John, they're no slouch, and Western really kind of ran away with that game on opening night.
Yeah, they did. It was a back-and-forth game for a little while, and then Western really took control. Camp Point tried to make a run at it and just couldn't get it done. And Western was really impressive against a team that I really think is going to be a very good team in Camp Point Central.
Central, of course, going to play for the state 1A football championship coming up on Friday morning, 10 o'clock in the morning for that start time. And good luck to Brad Dixon and the Panthers. They're going to have practice tomorrow, open to the public on Thanksgiving morning. You could go out and check them out if you wanted to. Kind of a neat thing. Going to be the last practice of the season, regardless of what goes on Friday. So, John, there's only about 16 schools in the state still practicing football right this time. And
very true.
You're down to the final 16 in the whole state of Illinois and the final 2 in your own class. That's something to definitely be proud of. And we're proud of the Panthers here representing our area well. They're going to have the national anthem courtside at Voschel Gym. We're going to do our best to get you that mic'd up here tonight and bring you that. The Saukee Singers under the direction of James Felpausch are courtside, and a crowd that is about 3/4 of the way full here at Voschel Gym. Not the largest crowd you're going to see, but definitely solid here on this Wednesday before Thanksgiving. And now the Saukee Singers have our national anthem. Job by the Saukee Anthem Singers with the national anthem here tonight. Taking a look at the starting lineups, the visiting team, the Western Wildcats, Curtis Stout is their head coach, and their lineup tonight will look like this. At a guard, he's a 5'10 junior, Preston Wellman. At another guard, the 5'10 senior, Reese Dunker. And at the third guard spot is the 6' senior, Tristan Rube. At a forward, a 6'1 junior, Kyle Callgrove. And at the other forward, the 6'1 junior, Joseph Depke. Depke, Callgrove, Rube, Dunker, and Wellman for the 1-0 Western Wildcats. For the Pittsfield Saukees, they're 0-1 on the season under head coach Brad Tomhave, assisted by Todd Plattner, Bradley Wassel, Scott Bacon, and Jordan Cawthon. Their lineup will look like this tonight. At a guard, a 5'11 junior, Griffin Van Winkle. At another guard, a 5'10 senior, Jack Palmer. And at the third guard is the 5'11 sophomore, Cade Tomhave. At a forward, a 6'2 senior, Isaac Shaw. At the other forward, the 6'6 junior, Will Guthrie. Guthrie, Shaw, Tomhave, Palmer, and Van Winkle for the Saukees, looking for their first win of the season. A timeout here. We'll have the tip-off of this game, Pittsfield and Western. Your way next.
Fellowship of Christian Athletes is an international and local organization that provides support for our athletes and coaches in the area. Small groups called huddles meet regularly in our schools and communities to build strong relationships. Todd Sweatman is our area director for Western Illinois. Todd is a longtime educator and coach and also serves as the chaplain at McMurray College. Julie Ross, area rep, is working with Adams and Brown County schools to support coaches and athletes. Jack Hull, longtime radio broadcaster and sports official, is serving with Julie and Todd throughout the Western Illinois region. We need your support as boosters, first in prayer and also with your financial monthly support. You can help us strengthen the huddles in your schools. Contact us at westernilfca.org to find out more and get our contact information. Won't you join us in lifting Jesus Christ up in our schools, athletes, coaches, and communities? Go to westernilfca.org or email me at jhull@fca.org. Get involved in FCA for your youth today. Few things compare to Camp Point Central's fans' dedication to the Panthers. The same can be said about Channel and the farmers they serve. You see, unlike other seed companies, they don't have salesmen. With Channel, you get the advantage of a dedicated Channel seedsman, a trusted year-round advisor who can provide the right recommendations for your fields. It's their hands-on approach that truly sets them apart. Customized service, expert advice, elite seed management products. Find your Channel seedsman at channel.com or contact local district sales manager Matt Hughes at 217-242-8852.
Just about ready to tip off this contest as Pittsfield and Western matching up here tonight at Boschel Gym. Glad you're alongside. We wish you a happy Thanksgiving tomorrow. And hope you enjoy that day with your family and friends, and hope you join us again here on Central Illinois Sports for basketball action coming up on Friday. And the 12th annual Saukee Turkey Tourney. This game marks the halfway point in this 2018 edition of the Turkey Tourney. Westerns in the visiting charcoal uniforms with the red numbers and white trim. The Saukees are in the whites tonight with the red numbers and black trim. Left to right to start the night for Pittsfield. Guthrie jumps into the center circle for the Saukees against Callgrove, who's going to really get up. He slammed one down on opening night. They'll be looking to win the tip, and the tip is up and controlled by Pittsfield as Shaw runs it down, gives it to Palmer, and we're underway. Zone defense by Western here in the early going. Tomhave with the basketball to Palmer. Palmer on a single bounce is going to be called for a travel. Not the way Pittsfield wanted to start things. 7:50 to play in the first. Ball to bounce. Dunker to throw it into the backcourt for Western. It'll come to Wellman. Wellman and Dunker will be the two guards to bring it up against the man-to-man pressure of Pittsfield. Wellman with the basketball. He'll work it over on the left side to Rube. Out between the circles, Callgrove. Now Depke, right side to Wellman. Looking down low to Dunker. Rises, shoots, and scores. And an early 2-0 lead for the Wildcats. Into the front court, Palmer brings the basketball for the Saukees. John, I think your mic still may just be a tad hot on the game. Here's Van Winkle with a turnaround shot. It goes in for two. And the game's tied at 2 points apiece. 7:14 to play in this first quarter. Game knotted at 2. Dunker brings it into the front court. Avoids the double team. Wellman, right side. Callgrove for a three. Good. Kyle Callgrove from downtown. 5-2 Western. As Callgrove put that mid-range game and took it a step farther back for the three. Palmer, Guthrie, out top to Tomhave. He'll work it on the left side over to Van Winkle. Throws it across the zone to Palmer, right wing. Looks for an opening in the middle, then Shaw. Shaw going to put it on the floor. Off to Van Winkle on the baseline. He's got the first 2 points of the night for the Saukees. Makes it 5-4 with 6:35 to play in the first. Western with it quickly into the front court. Depke to Callgrove, out front to Wellman. Holds it high above his head there. Going to go a little one-on-one against Palmer. Beats him to the basket. Then Palmer fouls. No, Guthrie going to be called for the foul.
Guthrie's first, team first, and it'll be...
Nope, Palmer.
Okay. Palmer's first. I thought Guthrie was going to get the foul at no fault of his own, but Palmer got it instead.
Yep. Now down low, Palmer nearly got another one, but Wellman goes up and scores easily against him, makes it 7-4. Into the front court with the basketball. Palmer has it in his hands. He has picked up the dribble, finds Guthrie. Guthrie uses the tall frame to find Van Winkle. Down low, fakes, goes up, missed the easy one, and the rebound down to Dunker. Wellman, Callgrove into the front court. Looks for an opening, finds Dunker out top. Left wing Rube, fakes, now puts it on the deck. 5:55 to play first quarter, 7-4 Western. Depke with the basketball. One bounce and a pass goes on the right wing to Dunker. Reese Dunker, the senior guard, has picked it up to Rube. Facilitates the ball over to Wellman. Wellman will go free throw line out to Depke, and he travels. Turnover will allow Thomas and Priest into the game. They sit down Van Winkle. He's got the only two baskets for the Saukees, and Shaw. Tom Habe to inbound it for Pittsfield in the backcourt. 5:35 to play in the first quarter. 7-4 Western on top here. Palmer gets it to Priest in the lane to Guthrie. Holds it high and scores. Nice find by Priest. 7-6 ball game now, with 5:25 to play in the first. Wellman as the Saukees try to pressure Western, and Palmer or Thomas, one or the other, call for the foul, and it's Thomas from behind.
Thomas is first, team second. Ball to bounce to Western underneath their own basket.
Wellman to throw it in underneath his own hoop. On the baseline here at Boschel Gym. Inbounds comes into Dunker. Out top, Rube. They swing it around Callgrove. Looking in the paint. They find Rube. Left side. Long two is good. Tristan Rube with his first two. Makes it 9-6 Wildcats with 5:09 to play in the first. Nice design play that time by Western. Thomas with the ball into the front court. Ball fake pass now to Palmer. Out top to Tom Habe. Tom Habe to Thomas. Out top Palmer for the three to try to tie it up. It's too long. Rebound Wellman, skies high for the board. He'll shove it into the front court to Callgrove. Jump shot, free throw line, bottom of the net for Callgrove. He's got 5, and a timeout taken by Pittsfield. We'll pause as well. 4:47 to play in the first. 11-6, Western on top. Back with you after this.
As the year starts to come to an end and families enjoy more time indoors, Cascom realizes you need reliable internet, great television, and a reliable home phone service. So from now until the end of the year, Cascom will be offering an amazing deal on its triple play bundle services. Call today and get internet, Broadvision TV, and VoIP phone for only $99 a month for 6 full months. Call us today at 1-800-252-1799. No contracts or install fees. Some restrictions may apply.
Well, Pittsfield called the timeout.
Western's 5 for 5 from the floor.
It's 100% if you're doing the math at home. And Pittsfield trails 11-6 right now to the Wildcats. 4:35 to play in the first. Tom Hayes puts the double team with the dribble, finds Palmer. Palmer going to fire the three. It's no good again. Rebound to Priest. He tried to throw it up as he was falling down, and Hively grabs the board. To Wellman, 2-on-1 to Callgrove. Up for the shot, no good, but fouled by Tom Hayes.
That'll be Tom Have's first, and the team third. To the free throw line goes Callgrove, shooting 2. He's got 5 points on the night. 11-6 the score. Western with the lead, 4:22 to go in the first quarter. Play first one up for Callgrove. Bounces off and rolls off, no good.
Shaw and Van Winkle in for the Saukees. They sit down Tom Have and Guthrie.
Callgrove second is up. It is good. Makes it a 6-point game, biggest lead of the night now.
12-6 Western with 4:20 to play in the first. Palmer's picked it up in the backcourt with nobody around him. Gets it to Thomas. Across to Palmer. On the right side, Priest has Van Winkle at the free throw line. Quick find to Shaw, who puts it up and in. Good ball movement. Nice find by Van Winkle that time on the assist. Shaw's got his first 2. Into the front court comes Western. Rube out top to Wellman. Right wing Callgrove. Fakes, now pulls it back out top to Depke. Depke will dish it on the right side to Hively. Eric Hively, the junior now. He'll leave it over to Callgrove. Out front, Rube. Rube takes a couple of dribbles of it, needs some help, finds Depke, who's wide open. He rises from the free throw line, he scores. Depke with his first two.
Western 6 for 6 from the floor now.
14-8. Wildcats, 3:30 to play in the first. Palmer across with the dribble in the corner to Van Winkle. Looks out front to Thomas. Drives in, lost his footing. Keeps it alive, though, somehow to Priest. To Thomas, whose turnaround shot is too hard. Wellman's got another board.
His second.
Outlet pass goes to Colgrove. Back out front to Hively, who gets the ball. Now to Rube, who catches and dribbles. To Hively. 3:07 to play in the first. 14-8. Wildcats looking for their biggest lead of the contest right now. Wellman off the Colgrove screen. To Depke from 17. Good again. Western is on fire right now. 16-8 the score. They've not missed a field goal. An 8-point advantage. Priest with the ball for Pittsfield. Down to Shaw. Shaw will have it knocked loose and stolen away by Rube. Just took it right out of his hands. Wellman with it is fouled by Palmer. He and Wellman collided, and Wellman is down and shaken up here.
Palmer's second, team fourth. Palmer will be coming out as Tom Have will come back in.
And we'll see Rube sit down as Archambault enters the game. Wellman will stay in. He looks to be okay. 2:42 to play in the first. 16-8 the advantage for Western, looking to make it a double-digit lead on this trip down the court. Wellman brings it into the front court. Passes off on the right side. Ball knocked loose. Colgrove will run it down in the backcourt. It was tipped, so he could go back there and get it. Right side, Wellman on the baseline. His shot is blocked, and the rebound down to Tom Hayes. 2:25 to play in the first. Pittsfield trails Western by 8 here. Right side, Thomas with the basketball. Looks in the lane, and it's knocked away and stolen away. Turnover on the Saukees is their third. Into the front court, Colgrove, pull up three, in and out, no good with a heat check that time. And on the rebound, Archambault over the back.
Archambault's first foul, team first against Western.
Priest down, Guthrie in for the Saukees. 2:11 to play in the first. 16-8 advantage for Western. Been a while since Pittsfield scored. Tomei brings it up along with Thomas. Guthrie back in. He's got the ball right side to Shaw. Shaw is going to throw it away. Turnover number 4. Colgrove with the steal. He'll get to the other end. Fake the pass. Shot up is good. As Colgrove's got another 2 and a 10-point Wildcat lead.
Colgrove with 8.
1:48 to play in the first quarter. Tomei with the basketball. Dribbles into the corner right side. Fakes, now goes back at him. Tried to find Van Winkle. Pass too low for him. Ball knocked loose, stolen away. Turnover number 5 by the Saukees. Colgrove on the run into the front court. Pulls it back out to Hively. Left side, Wellman for a 3. Short. Rebound though, Archambault, the only man with position. He'll pick it up, put it up, and in for 2. It's 20-8 Western. Running away with this one with 1:22 to play in the first.
Gotta get sharper passes. That was nearly stolen away.
Lobs it up, and the ball hit the rim. You have to call that a missed shot and a rebound here as he was trying to throw it up for Guthrie. 1:07 to play in the first. Thomas right side to Will Guthrie. Free throw line, Shaw. And a foul going to be called on Wellman.
Wellman's first, team second. Ball to bounce to Pittsfield.
They will bring Carson Dell, a 5'11 junior, into the game. Will Western, along with Reese Dunker, back to the contest. Wellman takes a chair, as does Depke. 20-8, Wildcats, 1:01 to play in the first quarter. Inbounds pass comes out to Tomei. They're not letting him get set for a 3. Now he forces one up and somehow got it to go for a 2. It's a 20-10. Was he not behind the arc?
He was right at it.
Now the ball tied up for a moment, and they'll call a jump ball, and it will be Western ball in the possession era.
It's the right call. They just took too long to call it.
The what?
The
jump
ball, yeah. By the time that they called it, it was probably a foul.
Thomas was looking back at the referee. Said, I think I had it for at least a second. 42 seconds to play in the first. 20-10, Western with the lead and the basketball. Out top, Dunker works it on the wing to Dell. Dell, a real long kid. He takes a single bounce, works it out between the circles to Hively. Hively will put it on the floor against Guthrie. Left side, Dunker beats Thomas. Baseline, little runner up, won't fall. Rebound down to Guthrie. Out to Tomei with 20 seconds to play. Into the front court, dangerous pass to Van Winkle. Free throw line, Shaw. He'll work it out to Tomei. For a 3 is way short. And out of bounds, it'll be Western ball with 12.9 seconds to play in the first. Here comes Rube, Wellman, and Depke back into the game. They will replace Dell, Dunker, and Archambault for the Wildcats. 12.9 seconds to play in the first, 20-10 Western. Wildcats will have a chance to add to that lead before the buzzer. Wellman in the backcourt, along with Hively. Hively takes it across in the dribble with 8, drives right to the middle of the lane, leaves it out. Colgrove, 3, way long. Rebound fought for. Depke on the floor. He's laying out of bounds. So it'll be Pittsfield ball with 1.2 seconds to play in the quarter. Dunker, Dell, Archambault return. They will sit down Depke, Rube, and somebody else has to take a chair. We got 6 guys, and now Wellman will sit down. Tomei will throw it, length of the court to go. They'll try to lob it up. It's stolen away by Hively. 3-quarter court shot at the buzzer, has a chance, short. And that's the end of the first. 20-10, Western leads Pittsfield after a quarter. We'll take a look at the second quarter, play-by-play after this.
Family are feeling under the weather, you can count on Illini Express in Pittsfield. Illini Express is a walk-in clinic located on the south side of the Pittsfield Square and is open 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Saturday. $75 is the charge and can be billed to your insurance. Children must be at least 18 months old. Illini Express opens 7 to 7 Monday through Saturday and on major holidays 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. Illini Express, a partner of Illini Community Hospital in Pittsfield.
20-10, the lead for Western over Pittsfield after a quarter of play. As the Wildcats were hot from the floor to start the contest. They cooled off a little bit down the stretch, but Pittsfield's turned it over plenty. 6 first-quarter turnovers, and John's got to look at shooting percentages.
Pittsfield shooting 5 of 12 from the floor, 42%, 0 of 3 from 3. Western 9 of 15, 60%, 1 of 5 from 3. The threes have been their one thing that's been holding them back. Yes? What are we looking at?
A little blue knob, a little high.
The
mid there, buddy.
The blue knob is exactly the same. I didn't even touch the blue knob. The red knob's the one that I touched.
Don't ever touch the red button.
Well, that's the one I had to turn up.
Don't ever touch the red button, John. Pittsfield has the basketball, down by 10.
If you want to launch the nukes, you have to push the red button.
Ooh, don't launch the nukes. Here's a pull-up shot by Guthrie, no good. Priest was trying to go back up with it, and it's knocked out by Colgrove. It'll be Saukee ball underneath. When you're the Saukees and you're going to be a team that struggles to score, as they showed on the first night, giving up 20 in the first quarter is going to make it a lot tougher on you. The ball was trying to come back to Tomei in the corner and threw it when nobody was open. Did Van Winkle that time. Turnover number 7 on Pittsfield. The play was designed for the ball to go there, but if the guy's not open, there's nothing that says you have to throw it. Colgrove with the basketball, along with Hively, Archambault, Dell, and the 5th man Dunker for Western. Wildcats looking sharp to start this season. Archambault down on the block against Guthrie. Shot up no good. Tomei with the board for Pittsfield. He'll push it into the front court for the Saukees against Hively. He'll put up a free throw line jump shot, and it's good.
He's got 4.
Tomei with a little pull-up chain makes it 20-12. 7:07 to play in the half. Here's Dell wide open for 3. It's an air ball. Rebound, though, run down on the offensive side by Colgrove. Good hustle. He gets it to Dunker, right side to Colgrove. Works it down low to Archambault. Turnaround shot. A lot of contact, no call. Van Winkle to Tomei. Brad Tomei says, let's go. Into the front court, Priest. Fakes, drives, floater, in and out, won't fall. Had a good look. Rebound saved and bounced by Dell to Dunker. Wildcats want to do some running. Dunker, left side, Hively. Hively will slow things down. 6:35 to play in the half. Still a 20-12 score. Western an 8-point lead and the basketball. On the baseline, Colgrove. Turnaround shot. A long 2, no good. Priest grabs the board for Pittsfield. To Tomei. Western, what do they start? 7 of 7 from the floor?
8 of 8 even, I believe.
They've got a little cold since then. Free throw line, Priest. Dribbles. Puts it down low to Shaw. Traveled, and he gets called for it. Thought for a second he might get away with it, but the officials were right on top of it. Palmer back in. Priest sits down. On the other side, Archambault, Dell, and Colgrove all take a chair as Depke, Wellman, and Rube return to the lineup for Western.
8th turnover there for Pittsfield versus 1 for Western.
6:10 to play here in the second quarter. See what Western's going to go with here. Wellman's got it to Depke. Over to Hively on the left side. Looks for an opening. Has Shaw guarding him. He might want to try to expose that matchup a little bit if he could take him to the basket. Hively to Depke. Depke puts it on the floor, puts his head down, drives in right to the rim, and gets it to go. Depke very aggressive so far. 22-12 Western. Back to that 10-point advantage with 5:38 to play in the first half. Palmer, Tomhave, right side Guthrie. Throws a pass free throw line to Van Winkle. Reverses it over to Palmer. Palmer out top to Tomhave. Tomhave will put it on the deck, throw it to Shaw at the free throw line. Turns and faces, trying to back his way in. Throws up a turnaround shot, blocked, and the rebound comes down to Hively for the Wildcats. He'll give it off to Wellman on the run into the front court. Right side Dunker for a three, no good. And Van Winkle grabs the flat-footed rebound for Pittsfield. Tomhave brings it up, 5:03 to play in the second quarter. Guthrie right side. Long skip pass to Palmer. A dangerous one. He dribbles back out. Now reverses. Drives in. Little floater up is good by Jack Palmer. 22-14 the score. Really, that's about as close as Pittsfield can make it at this point. Western has the answer. Depke. This one not going to be close on the air ball. Rebound down to Tomhave. Western's shot selection has not been great here in the first couple of minutes of the second quarter, allowing Pittsfield to have a chance to hang in it. Now Tomhave gets his feet set, fires a three, and one as he's fouled.
Foul going to go against Wellman, his second, team third. Tomhave to the free throw line shooting one. He's got 7 of Pittsfield's 17.
Noah Petty going to check into the game for the Saukees. Petty's a 6'4 junior, replaces Guthrie. On the other side, Wellman takes a chair as returning to the lineup was Hively, it looks like.
Tomhave shooting 1 on the 4-point play. Shot up no good. Rebound comes down to Jack Palmer.
Palmer kept after it. Out top to Van Winkle. 22-17 the score. Free throw line Shaw with it. Took it down to his belly button. Lucky he didn't get it tied up there. Now he'll work the ball to Tomhave. Tomhave in the corner to Van Winkle. Works free throw line to Shaw. Out to Tomhave. Fires a quick three. Too hard. Rebound Petty's got it. He's trying to get it away and has it stolen away by Hively. Hively with the steal. Takes it on the drive into the front court. Drives in and they're going to call an offensive foul. Palmer never fell. And it wasn't a great call that time.
Hively's first, team fourth. Second turnover.
Palmer would have fallen down. It would have helped the referee out quite a bit that time, but he stood
Maybe he pushed off.
upward. Looked like a block from this perspective, but my thought doesn't count. Tomhave to Palmer. Works it over on the wing to Van Winkle. Just didn't catch it. Out of bounds nearly.
10th turnover.
Had to save it in, and a turnover on the Saukees. There's no pressure. You can't turn it over in that situation. 3:43 to play in the half. 22-17 Wildcats. Tomhave now trying to be physical with Rube. Rube ball sweeps, goes by him, then he drives in, and Petty fouls him.
Tomhave took an elbow to the eye there as Rube went by him.
He got a lot of sympathy when he looked at the bench, it looked like.
The foul was called against Noah Petty. That's his first, team fifth. Rube to the free throw line shooting 2. He's looking for his first free throw of the night. He made it. Give him 3.
Archambault back in. He replaces Depke. Well, Van Winkle takes a chair as Thomas back in for Pittsfield.
Next one's up. It's also good. Rube with 4. Makes it a 24-17 lead now.
3.5 minutes to play in the second. Shaw with the ball right side. Out to Palmer. Palmer with a dribble toward the top of the key. He'll give it back
Almost traveled again.
Shaw on the baseline to Palmer. Works it out between the circles. Tomhave now to Thomas left side. Baseline is Shaw. Shaw into a double team. Throws out of it. Ball going to be nearly stolen away, and it is. Another Saukee turnover. Into the front court. Hively behind the back. Drives in. Down low to Archambault. Good find.
Archambault with 4.
Recipient of a pretty pass from Hively that time, and it's 26-17. Wildcats climb that lead back out to 9. Right wing with it, Jonathan Thomas to Tomhave. Back to Thomas on the wing right side. 2:50 to play in the half. 26-17, the lead for Western. Down low, Shaw gets free for an easy 2, and he'll lay it up and in.
He's got 4.
A dangerous pass drew the defenders out far enough to get Shaw an opening. 2:39 to play in the second. 26-19, Wildcats still on top. Colgrove drives, looking down low. Ball knocked away by Palmer. It'll be stolen away. Then he's knocked from his feet. And foul called on Archambault.
Archambault's second, team 5th.
Dunker going to sit down as here comes Dell back into the game. Shaw will take a chair the other way as Priest returned.
Correct.
Priest can really shoot it from the outside if you can get him open. Hasn't had
His
that
shot
chance
is
yet.
still a little slow.
Yep. Gotta work on getting that release off a little bit quicker. He's got the ball right side with Rube all over him. Priest has picked it up to Tom Habe near the sideline. 2:15 to play in the second quarter. Tom Habe to Palmer. Palmer left side Thomas. Thomas back out to Priest to Tom Habe. One more pass and he would have the open man. Instead he fires a three, no good. Priest there trying to get it on the putback and is fouled. Out of bounds, it'll go to Pittsfield.
Foul going to go against Hively. Yeah, his second, team 6. The two-handed foul calls are wrong when they get them backwards, which he did that time.
Here's a ball tipped around. Western nearly got the steal. Colgrove just could not corral it. Went into the hands of Tanner Kennedy, who's standing up down there for pace, and he says, I can put this in the hoop if you'd like me to.
Probably from there even.
Pittsfield will bring Guthrie into the game. Noah Petty will take a chair. Tom Habe to throw it in for the Saukees. Looks in the corner to Guthrie. Out to Palmer. Palmer left side, Tom Habe. For a three from the wing. Air ball. And the rebound down to Hively.
His third.
He'll work it to Rube into the front court. 1:50 to play in the half. Ball went off at Tom Habe's foot. Two guys dived for it. And when they did, last touched by Rube. Good hustle by both players. Rube just happened to touch it last. Just the fourth turnover by Western.
To Pittsfield's 11.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Pretty big disparity. 1:47 to play in the half. 26-19 the lead for the Wildcats. Tom Habe with the ball near the sideline. He'll drive inside and travels. Trying to do a little too much that time was Tom Habe.
12th turnover against Pittsfield. He had Hively in his pocket the whole way, and
now Western will call a timeout. Van Winkle will come in, and he'll be in for Tom Habe here. 1:38 to play in the second quarter. 26-19 the advantage for Western. We'll keep it right here. Wildcats put up 20 points in the first quarter and scored just 6 here in the second, but have only been outscored by 3 points. So still have a 7-point advantage. They've led by as many as 12. I think it was just a 30-second timeout.
I believe it was.
The cheerleading team was.
Well, they were all ready to go. So they're going to just hang out
in the second quarter. I'll get back to live action here.
They said, hey, they called timeout. We're going out.
Get ready. Go. 1:34 to play in the half. 26-19 advantage for Western. Ball nearly stolen away, and it is Palmer as Thomas tipped it away, and then Palmer throws it right back. Just a terrible pass. Hively down low to Rube on a good find. Rube is fouled. He'll shoot 2.
Foul. We're talking about who the foul's on right
it's
now.
Against Van Winkle. I think John Shepard might have broke his whistle.
Oh. It's Van Winkle's first. Team 6th. Rube to the free throw line where he's 2 for 2. He's got 4. First one up, bounces off, bounces way high, and then falls through. He's got 5.
Depke back in, and also Bryant into the game for the first time. Tom Habe and Shaw return for Pittsfield. Priest and Thomas sit down. Archambault and Hively took a chair for Western that time. 1:23 to play, trying to make it a 9-point game is Rube.
Second one no good. Rebound comes down to Palmer, his second.
Tom Habe with the basketball with 1:18 to play in the half. Dribbles toward the wing right side, and foul going to be called on Bryant, so the Saukees will be in the bonus, 1-1 here.
Bryant's first, team 7th. Tom Habe to the free throw line, shooting 1-1. He is 0 for 1 from the free throw line. He's got 7. 27-19, the 8-point lead for Western. 1:13 to go in the first half of play.
If you're Bryant there, the guy had picked up the dribble. You just have to guard hard there, and you'd be just fine, but he just got up.
Kind of chested up to him and started pushing him.
And then
you can chest up to him, but you can't push him.
Tom Habe was in a bad spot.
Yeah. Tom Habe makes the first. He'll get the bonus. He's got 8. 27-20. Saukees have cut it to as close as 5, but not been able to get it any closer than that. Tom Habe makes them both. Cuts it back to a 6-point lead for Western.
1:11 to play in the half. Haven't seen Wellman in a while after picking up that second foul, so Hively's been around in the point, really has done a pretty good job. Turnover's not been a problem for Western, and I say that. And Tristan Rube has the ball bounce wide on him and out of bounds, their 6th turnover. And that will allow the Saukees to cut it closer if they can make a bucket with 1 minute to play in the half. 27-21, the lead right now. Palmer with it on the wing right side. Looks out top to Shaw. Shaw to Tom Habe, dangerous pass. Tom Habe left side, Van Winkle into Shaw. Going to back down against Depke. Shot up is good. Shaw can get it on the left side of the basket. He's going to score. Pretty strong there. 27-23 the score with 40 seconds to play in the half. Hively with the basketball. Left wing against Palmer. Tom Habe had his back to the man, and that man drove right by Palmer. And Tom Habe had no idea that he was needing to be the help man, and Hively with an easy 2. Not good defense by either player, the man on the ball or the would-be help side defender that time. Just poor execution. Tom Habe in the lane, drives in, shot blocked. Rebound down to Shaw, puts it up and in. Shaw with the rebound and putback makes it 29-25. 9 seconds to play in the half. Into the front court, Hively. Left side to Rube. Rube will pick it up, throw down low, knocked away by Shaw. Ball out of bounds with 1.5 seconds left. They signal that it's Pittsfield ball.
That'd be 7th turnover against Western then. They're going to talk about it.
They're going to say Shaw touched it, and that's the right call. And Western wants a timeout. 1.5 seconds to play in the half, and they'll call a 30-second timeout. It'll be the second timeout taken by Western. We'll keep it right here. 29-25, the lead for the Wildcats. And Curtis Stout says this could be a big possession of this game. Want to get it right.
It's a 4-point game right now. That's the closest Pittsfield's been in a very long time.
Saukee student section in good numbers tonight. Must be Hawaiian night. There's also a
gigantic bear.
Not a real one. It looks like it's stuffed.
It's probably 7 foot tall though.
Luckily, it's not a live bear.
Tie-dyed.
The live bear.
I heard we were going to have a live bear at the Griggsville Perry Pittsfield game.
That's right. Troy Kennedy will be wrestling a live bear at halftime of that game coming up in mid-December. Stay tuned for more details. 1.5 seconds to play here. Is Colgrove back in? You got to look for a lob to him here. Wellman's also back in. Rube is in the game. He didn't know it. He's sitting on the bench. Tristan said, I'm sorry. I thought you said out. East. I thought you said west. Wellman, Colgrove, turnaround, 3, buzzer, buried it as the buzzer sounds. Colgrove was looking for a pass, said there's nobody open. How about I just take all 3 of these? And he had a nice first half for the Wildcats, and at halftime it's 32-25 Western. On top of Pittsfield, we'll have halftime stats and more your way in 1 minute.
Way out on the farm, right in the middle of harvest, there's nobody watching. No audience, no crowd. The only bright lights beam from a combine. They're not pointing at you. All that's here is a field. It may not look like a place of glory, but there's still a winner. There's still a score. For many farmers who planted Golden Harvest seed this year, victory is about to set in. Contact Golden Harvest Seed Advisor Steve Farlow now for the seed to make every acre count. Golden Harvest and Steve Farlow are proud to help sponsor Central Panther football.
Geared Up is your local choice for custom apparel and awards. No matter the season, sport, or event, we've got the gear to make it a success. Ask us about our fundraising program, available to all schools, businesses, and community organizations. Check us out online at www.wegearyouup.com or call 217-473-6290. That's 473-6290 for Geared Up, custom apparel, and awards.
Welcome back here on the halftime break. It's a 32-25 advantage for Western on top of Pittsfield as Colgrove beat the buzzer with a 3-point shot. He had a really nice first half. John will talk more about individual scoring statistics in just a little while on the halftime show. But Western led 20-10 after the first quarter. It took them a while to get some points going in that second quarter, but still put up 12. He gave up 15 to the Saukees, so the lead for Western at one time was 12, now down to 7. No lead changes, no ties in the game, as Western has led throughout. Turnovers in the ballgame. Pittsfield has turned it over 13 times compared to 6 turnovers for the Wildcats here in the first half. Fouling situation looks like this. The Wildcats whistled for 7, 2 on Caleb Archambault, 2 on Eric Hively, 2 on Preston Wellman, then a single foul on Joel Bryant. For Pittsfield, they were whistled for 6 team fouls, it appears. 2 of those on Jack Palmer, 1 on Jonathan Thomas, also 1 foul in the first half on Griffin Van Winkle, the single foul on Cade Tomei. Will Guthrie Noah Petty also had a foul, it looks like, in the first half to round out the fouling column for the Saukees. At halftime, it's 32-25. Western with the advantage over Pittsfield. John will have a look at the rest of your halftime stats. That comes your way after this.
The Camp Point Central Panthers will play for the 1A state championship at the University of Illinois Champaign on Friday at 10 o'clock, and GearedUpBroadcasting.com will be there to bring you the broadcast. If you want to watch it on TV, turn the sound down and join us on GearedUpBroadcasting.com. Jack Hull, along with Steve Surratt, Randy Blake, and Bob Ray, will bring you all the action live with a pregame at 9:15. Hope you'll join us for the 10 o'clock championship. Go Panthers for the state championship. Fellowship of Christian Athletes is an international and local organization that provides support for our athletes and coaches in the area. Small groups called huddles meet regularly in our schools and communities to build strong relationships. Todd Sweatman is our area director for Western Illinois. Todd is a longtime educator and coach and also serves as the chaplain at McMurray College. Julie Ross, area rep, is working with Adams and Brown County schools to support coaches and athletes. Jack Hull, longtime radio broadcaster and sports official, is serving with Julie and Todd throughout the Western Illinois region. We need your support as boosters, first in prayer and also with your financial monthly support. You can help us strengthen the huddles in your schools. Contact us at westernilfca.org to find out more and get our contact information. Won't you join us in lifting Jesus Christ up in our schools, athletes, coaches, and communities? Go to westernilfca.org or email me at jhull@fca.org. Get involved in FCA for your youth today.
Welcome back at halftime, 32-25, the advantage for Western on top of Pittsfield, and John's got a look at the rest of your halftime stats.
First for the Pittsfield Saukees, finished first half shooting 11 of 25 from the floor, 44%, 1 of 7 from 3, 14%, 2 of 3 from the free throw line, 67%. Led in scoring by Cade Tomhave with 9 points, going with 3 defensive rebounds, 8 points for Isaac Shaw, 4 points for Griffin Van Winkle, and 2 points for Jack Palmer. For the Western Wildcats, they finished first half shooting 13 of 25 from the floor, 52%, 2 of 8 from 3, 25%, 3 of 7 from the free throw line, 43%. Led in scoring by 11 from Kyle Colgrove. Then 6 from Joseph Depke, 5 from Tristan Rube, and then 2 apiece from Preston Wallman, Eric Hively, and Reese Dunker.
Well, John, the Wildcats started out hot from the floor, made their first 8 shots, and from that point are now 5 of 17 from the floor, which still is good enough for, what did you say the percentage was at the halftime break here, John? 52% from the floor. That's pretty good. Just 2 of 8 from 3. We talked about not settling for those 3-point shots, and they got into that rut about halfway through the second quarter where they were doing that a little bit, but then kind of settled back in, got the lead back out to 7. Pittsfield cut it to as close as, 4 points, I do believe, at one time in that second quarter, but the Wildcats able to score that 3-pointer at the buzzer to extend it back out to 7. And how about the play of Kyle Colgrove? We kind of joked the other day, he's shooting that 17-footer. All he's got to do is step back, maybe one more step, and hit a 3-point shot. And by golly, by gosh, he's had that a couple of times. 2 threes for Colgrove in the game?
Okay, his first shot was a 3, and his last shot was a 3. And the last one, he was not really intending to shoot it to begin with. He got the ball intending to pass it right off. And he went, well, nobody's open, I'll just shoot it.
For the Saukees, have had some good ball movement when they get the ball into the half-court offense. But, man, they've got to cut down on those turnovers, John. 13. That's on pace, for the mid-20s for the turnovers. That won't win you very many ball games.
Made some really poor passes, tried to make some really long passes. It's happened and really helped them at least once where a pass was extremely long, and it ended up drawing all the defenders off and ended up with Shaw wide open under the basket. But you cannot make those passes and expect to be successful very often, and 13 turnovers proves that.
Will Guthrie hadn't been on the board much for the Saukees, but he's done a nice job of helping move things around, and Shaw's been the recipient of a couple of those passes by the Saukees moving it around in the zone. And if they switched him and Guthrie in the same spot in the offense, I think Guthrie would be in the same spot. Man, if you can get Shaw the ball and he can go to that left side, he's got a pretty good opportunity to score. Pretty strong there, and he's left-handed, so that helps quite a bit as well. But Pittsfield's going to need some more guys to step up on the scoring side, and they got to get some stops and key moments. 20 points in the first quarter, not acceptable. 12 points in the quarter. Brad Tomei won't be very happy with that either. He's looking for 10 or less. It's kind of their motto for per quarter, and
would have been at 9 without the last second three, but
they've got some work to do to try to get that defensive pressure improved. Hey, let's take a break here. We'll have second half play-by-play, 32-25, the lead for Western. Back with you after this.
Caring and experienced professionals at Hamilton Funeral Homes are here to support you through this difficult time. We offer a range of personalized services to suit your family's wishes and requirements. You can count on us to help you plan a personal, lasting tribute to your loved one, and will carefully guide you through the many decisions that must be made during this challenging time. You're welcome to call us at any time of the day, any day of the week. Visit our funeral home in person or on the web at hamiltonfuneralhome.com. Call 217-593-6517.
As the year starts to come to an end and families enjoy more time indoors, Cascom realizes you need reliable internet, great television, and a reliable home phone service. So from now until the end of the year, Cascom will be offering an amazing deal on its triple play bundle services. Call today and get internet, Broadvision TV, and VoIP phone for only $99 a month for 6 full months. Call us today at 1-800-252-1799. No contracts or install fees. Some restrictions may apply.
When you or your family are feeling under the weather, you can count on Illini Express in Pittsfield. Illini Express is a walk-in clinic located on the south side of the Pittsfield Square and is open 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Saturday. $75 is the charge and can be billed to your insurance. Children must be at least 18 months old. Illini Express opens 7 to 7 Monday through Saturday and on major holidays 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. Illini Express, a partner of Illini Community Hospital in Pittsfield.
Welcome back to the broadcast on Central Illinois Sports, streaming live on YouTube and also live on Mixler.com with the audio stream. We ask you to subscribe to both the YouTube channel and the Mixler channel so you can keep up to date with the area teams this season on Central Illinois Sports. John Hull's alongside. I am Charlie Hull, and we are certainly glad you have tuned in here tonight for action from the 12th annual Saukee Turkey Tourney. 32-25 is the lead for Western at the halftime break. The Wildcats will get the basketball to start the second half of play, so that three by Colgrove at the end of the first half could prove even bigger if they could get a score here in the first possession of the half.
Make it a 5-for-1 or a 6-for-1, right?
Depke, Colgrove, Rube, Dunker, and Wellman for Western. Pittsfield has Guthrie, Shaw, Palmer, Van Winkle, and Tomave. We're back to live action here now in the third quarter of play as Wellman will bring it up. He sat for a majority of the second quarter after picking up his second foul. Depke gets the ball on the wing left side, out top to Dunker. Going to fire the three from there, and it's good. Reese Dunker for three. And
He's
makes
got 5.
34. Check that 35-25, a 10-point lead. 7:38 to play in the third. Right wing with the basketball, Guthrie to Van Winkle. Turnaround shot, missed it, got it back, put it up and in for 2. He scored the first 4 for the Saukees. That's his first basket since. Into the front court, Depke, free throw line shot, and Western hits it again. They're just as hot to start the second half as they were to start the first.
He's got 8.
Depke's showing that mid-range game. If they can get him going, that'll open things up even more for Colgrove. This Western team, I think, has a bright opportunity this season. Now Dunker was there just a half second late to try to get a steal, and it's called for the foul.
His first team first.
Palmer, though, has to meet that pass. You wait on that one, it's skied high, and somebody with just another step of speed will have that one taken away.
And it might be a big guy going to slam it on the other end in your face.
Palmer gets it into Shaw. He had trouble with the catch. Now Van Winkle trying to get it. It's tied up down low. That'll stay with Pittsfield underneath on the alternating possession arrow. 7:01 to play here in the third. Ball comes into Tomave. He's wide open for a 3, and he misses that one. Van Winkle keeps it alive. Guthrie gets the rebound. His turnaround shot in the lane is good. Will Guthrie at the second basket of the night makes it 37-29. Western the other way. Dunker. Left wing over to Rube. Rube will dribble it out front, give it off to Colgrove. Over to Depke left side. Depke a pass in the lane to Dunker. Going to put it up. Shot blocked, but they'll say that Shaw got him with the body.
That'll be Shaw's first, team first. Dunker to the free throw line, shooting 2. He's got 5 points. First 2 free throws of the night for him. 37-29 the score. Western with the 8-point lead. 6:35 to go. First one up by Dunker is good. And he'll get another. His second one's up. It's also good. Give him 7. He looks like another kid who could stand and shoot free throws all day, Charlie.
Reese, the kid who's worked his butt off literally in the offseason to really get himself into the best shape for his team. Here's a long pass that Palmer found. Van Winkle and a grip. And how about Guthrie? My goodness. The 6'6" kid with the layup. Nice find. Here's a drive in by Dunker. To Depke down low. There's Rube. The ball blocked out of bounds by Shaw. It'll stay with Western on the sideline. 6:10 to play. 39-31. The lead for Western here in the third quarter. Inbounds pass coming from Dunker. Gets it to Wellman. Wellman going to try the dribble drive in the lane. Off to Colgrove. 3 off the mark. Rebound. He runs down his own board. Now it's tied up, and Van Winkle will have it nearly taken away, but it's run down by Depke on another loose ball. To Rube. Wellman travels. Was in that indecision stage of shooting a 3 or driving to the lane. And he traveled. 7th turnover.
First turnover of the half.
Wellman will sit down as Hive was into the game. Wellman frustrated with himself there, and Curtis Stout is going to come out and take him out of the game, calm him down a little bit. Lob pass into the front court to Shaw. It hit him in the hands, and it's a turnover.
14th turnover for Pittsfield.
Just did not catch it cleanly. Another unforced error. Colgrove, right side Rube. 5:39 to play in the third. 39-31 Wildcats. Hively has it in the corner right side. They work it out on the dribble. Wants Depke to cut through the offense. Sively will pull it out top of the key now to Rube. Tristan Rube. A couple of bounces off the Colgrove with the pass. He'll try the drive. Now dish it out to Depke. Depke right side Rube. Rube back to Depke. He wanted it back. Blocked by Guthrie. Rebound by Guthrie. He's got it knocked loose, but maintains the possession and gets it to Palmer. Into the front court, Van Winkle. Again, hit him in the hands and out of bounds.
15th turnover for Pittsfield. Last 2 have been passes that hit the man in the worst spot in the world, their hands.
Saukee's going to have to lay off the buttered popcorn at halftime, I guess, because their hands are slick. They got butter oil all over them. 5:05 to play in the third. 39-31. The lead for Western. Rube with the basketball out front. Reverses the ball to Colgrove. Check, that's Depke. Depke takes a single dribble. Looks for a cutter.
Picked it up in an awkward spot.
Finally, Rube comes free. He'll leave it out to Hively. Hively is free. Says, I'll try this one. Little one-on-one against Guthrie. He'll drive in, tuck the ball. Shot put up is good, and he's fouled. Nice take to the rack by Hively. Makes it 41-31, and he'll have an and-one opportunity here.
Guthrie's first foul, team second. Hively with 4 now. Makes it 41-31. 4:38 to go in the third quarter of play. Hively shooting 1. First free throw of the evening for him. 10-point lead again for Western. They get 11.
42-31 with 4:38 to play in the third. Pittsfield has had some chances to get back into this one. They have not capitalized. Some unforced errors, and then Western has turned those opportunities into points. Palmer picks up the dribble, lobs it up for Guthrie, knocked away by Depke, and another turnover. Hively with the steal, pushes it into the front court. Nobody stops the ball. He drives all the way in, missed the shot. Guthrie grabs the board to Palmer. He wants to push into the front court. Now slows it back down. 4:10 to play in the third. Palmer now drives inside. No look pass to Guthrie. Hit him in the hands. Goes out of bounds.
17th turnover for Pittsfield.
Brad Tomei, I think, wants a timeout. We'll pause as well. 4:06 to play in the third. 42-31, the advantage for Western. We're back with you after this.
Geared Up is your local choice for custom apparel and awards. No matter the season, sport, or event, we've got the gear to make it a success. Ask us about our fundraising program, available to all schools, businesses, and community organizations. Check us out online at www.wegearyouup.com or call 217-473-6290. That's 473-6290 for Geared Up, custom apparel, and awards.
4:06 to play here in the third quarter. 42-31, the advantage for Western on top of Pittsfield as Brad Tomei took the timeout for the Saukees, and not sure what he's going to say, but one piece of advice he
catch
would give
the ball.
That. because the Saukees have had the passes go right between their hands several times in the second half.
In scoring spots.
Like their hands are made of stone. It'll be Western ball length of the court to go. What, shooting for their biggest lead of the contest here? Up by 11 now, led by as many as 12.
Correct.
Lead was down to 4 at one point. The Wildcats have built it back out here and will look to continue to work on this possession. Archambault's checked back into the game as Depke took a chair. Wellman to bring it into the front court for Western. He bounces it on the right side to Rube. Rube to Wellman, top of the key, fakes the three. Free throw line jump shot off the pull-up is good. Preston Wellman with another two. Makes it 44-31. Western, their biggest lead of the contest right now. A 13-point advantage. 3:45 to play in the third. Shaw with the basketball to Palmer. Out near the sideline in the front court. Works out the screen from Shaw. Still dribbling out there. To Thomas on the right side. He'll reverse the dribble. Looking for an opening. Finds Priest. Over to Thomas in the corner to Palmer. Free throw line to Tomhay. Back out to Palmer in the corner. Going to fire a three. It's no good. Rebound pulled in by Rube. Rube off to Wellman.
Rube was the only man that went after it.
Wellman into the front court to Hively. 3:10 to play in the third. 44-31. Western trying to make it an even bigger lead here. Wellman, right wing, Callgrove. Right back to Wellman off the screen from Hively. Looking for Callgrove on the wing for the three. In and out, won't fall. And good box up by Shaw. Archambault's over the back.
Archambault's third, team second. Ball to bounce, length of the court to go for Pittsfield.
Here's Guthrie going to come into the game. He'll replace Thomas. Saukee's a pretty good size on the floor right now with Shaw, Priest, and Guthrie all on the floor. 2:50 to play in the third. Priest gets it on the wing, puts it to Shaw in the corner. Pass is thrown right to the defender. High with the steal, down low to Callgrove. He'll work it back out, turnaround jump shot, kiss off the glass is good. 46-31 Western, a 15-point bulge now with 2:33 to play in the third. Goodness. Bad when the coach has to explain to you where you're supposed to be on a play this time in your career. Here's Priest, wide open for a three, left wing. It's way short. Wellman with the steal, or rebound, I should say, to Callgrove into the front court. Back out to Wellman. Wellman's got Rube, left side, steps up for the long two, and it's good. Western showing you don't rotate defensively. They'll keep hitting shots.
Keep building on that biggest lead. It's 17 now.
Lead. Now Priest turns it over. Archambault on the floor after it. Held ball. It'll be Western ball on the possession arrow change. Here comes Depke back in. Archambault takes a chair for Western for just a while. 1:56 to play in the third. 48-31 the lead for Western. They're on an 11-0 run right now, as it was 37-31. And it's been a while since Pittsfield has scored. Too many turnovers. Wellman works it on the right side to Callgrove.
6 turnovers in the quarter.
To Depke, out between the circles, Wellman. Right side, Hively tries to drive in, beats Priest to the basket. Runner up left hand won't fall. Guthrie's got the board. They'll work it off to Palmer. Into the front court finds Shaw. Shaw will throw it back out to Priest. To Tomhay. Tomhay for a three from the wing. No good. He has twisted an ankle, it appears. Rebound comes down to Depke. They'll stop play here, and Tomhay is slow to get up.
Maybe got stepped on after the shot.
1:23 to play here in the third. 48-31 the advantage for Western, as the trainer will go out and take a look at Tomhay's ankle, it looks like.
Phil went running out there.
And Van Winkle will check in for Tomhay here. He'll hop up, Cade. Looks to be walking on it okay. .123 to play in the third. 48-31 the advantage for the Wildcats. It'll be their ball out of bounds in the backcourt. Ball comes into Wellman. Wellman will give it off to Dunker, who's back in for the first time in a while, to Depke. 48-31 Western, 1:13 to play in the third. Hively with the basketball. Bounce pass to Depke on the wing with Guthrie out guarding him. On the right side, gives it to Wellman. Puts his head down, drives. Now to Hively behind the arc. Works it out to Depke. Depke looks for an opening, finds Wellman, who was bumped. Now he'll find a lane to the basket, drive in, fake, got the man off of his feet, goes back right up and scores. 50-31, Western. 13-0 run by the Wildcats. Van Winkle with it into the front court for Pittsfield. Works it out to Palmer with 40 seconds to play in the third. To Thomas. Right side over to Guthrie. Thomas, Palmer. Left side it goes to Guthrie. Or Van Winkle, I should say. Out to Thomas with 30 seconds to play in the third. Dangerous pass to Van Winkle. Drives in to Guthrie in the lane. Pull-up shot, soft touch. Rattles in and out, no good. Rebound down to Depke. They'll work it to Wellman with 20 seconds to play in the third. Up by 19, and with the ball here are the Western Wildcats, and they nearly throw it away. Hively saves the day. Palmer all over him.
Trying to foul him, isn't he?
And the ball pushed out to Dunker with 7 seconds. To Colgrove for a deep three, no good. Rebound, Thomas will secure it. And then it's a jump ball. That'll be Pittsfield ball. Length of the court to go, but that means Western will get it to start the quarter. 2.2 seconds to play in the third. Dell going to check in. He will replace Wellman here. 2.2 seconds to play in the third. 50-31, the lead for Western. Palmer gets it. A couple dribbles. A heave from the opposite free throw line. It's no good. And we've played 3 quarters. After 3, 50-31, Western leads Pittsfield. Back with fourth quarter play-by-play after this.
In farming, there are many important decisions that must be made in order to get the most profitability out of your investment. No decision is more important than selecting the best seed for your fields. Jansen Seed and Service in Golden is the place to go for all your channel seed needs. Doug Jansen has over 30 years experience as an independent seed dealer. Giving him the knowledge to select the right seed for your field, contact Jansen Seed and Services today, 217-696-4658 or 430-2865. At Country Financial, we know everyone's situation is unique, and we believe that even the biggest goals start with simple steps. So when it comes to protecting the things you love and planning for the future, don't get overwhelmed. Get started today with John Hibbert, your Country Financial agent in Camp Point, Illinois. That's John Hibbert, your Country Financial agent. Call 217-593-6819. John Hibbert, Country Financial, 217-593-6819.
After 3 quarters, it's 50-31 Western. And Pittsfield shooting 14 of 35 from the floor, 40%, 1 of 12 from 3. Western 20 of 39, 51%, 3 of 12 from 3.
Western with the ball up by 19 to start this final quarter. Colgrove with it. Tries to drive in, leaves it to Dunker on the left wing. Dunker's been solid in the first 2 games of his senior year. To Depke, out front, Dell. Swings it right side to Hively, who's played some nice minutes as well. Really not much on the scoring side for Hively. How many points for him, John?
He's got 5.
And a traveling call on Depke.
9th turnover, only the second of the second half for Western. Pittsfield with 19, 6 in the second half.
7:34 to play. Pittsfield has Thomas, Palmer, Guthrie, Petty, and Shaw. Shaw kicks it out to Thomas, who fires a 3. It's no good. Rebound tipped out by Shaw. It'll be run down by Palmer out front. He'll throw a pass. It's stolen away by Dunker. Turnover number 20. Into the front court, Hively with the basketball.
Hively with 5 steals on the night.
That one was about as easy as they come.
Yeah.
Dunker stole it that time.
Oh, no, I got it.
Yeah. Okay. Dunker stole it, so Hively with 5 steals. Here's Dunker on a drive to the basket.
You had asked about how Hively was doing in the game just a moment ago.
Oh, 2 trips down the court, but hey, it seemed like yesterday. Into the front court, Palmer to Shaw, down low Petty. Petty rises, shoots, and scores for his first 2. Noah Petty with his first basket makes it 50-33 with 6:44 remaining. Hively with the basketball to Dell near the sideline. Off to Depke. Now out top Dunker. Dunker will take a couple of dribbles against Thomas. To Hively. Western can afford to be patient, up by 17 with 6:25 to play. Hively going to try to drive at Guthrie here, it looks like. Now he wants somebody to come get it. That somebody is Depke. Depke, right side, Dunker. Dunker against Thomas. Over on the wing to Colgrove. Jump stop inside and a blocking foul called as Jonathan Thomas took the brunt of that one.
second, team third. Ball out of bounds to Western.
There's Tomei back in. Puts down Thomas. On the other side, Rube and Wellman return. 6:09 to play, 50-33 the advantage for the Wildcats. Wellman throws it in out front to Hively. In the corner to Wellman. Ooh, it had Petty on him, could have exposed that matchup. Now Dunker drives in, shot blocked. Rebound down in the paint to Hively. He's tied up, and it will be Pittsfield basketball.
11th turnover for Western.
6:01 to play, 50-33 Wildcats. Tom Ave went down briefly with a rolled ankle, but he looks to be moving on it all right. Needs to get away from the defender, drives in, looking for a pass, and gets bailed out by not a very good foul by Dunker.
Dunker second, team third.
Here comes Archambault. He replaces Dunker. For a quick blow here. Tom Habe to inbound it, looks to Petty in the corner. Out to Palmer, who
Throws the ball way wide.
threw it high, wide, and long. Too far.
First turnover for Pittsfield.
Tom Habe.
It's honestly almost closer to Brad Tomhave than Cade Tomhave.
He was open. 5:40 to play. Wellman to Rube. Rube will work it out front, has picked up the dribble, looks for an opening. Backdoor pass stolen away by Guthrie. Hands it off to Palmer. Palmer trying to dribble into the front court. He will work the pass back out to Tomhave. Inside finds Shaw. Shaw spins, lost the ball. On the way up, he is fouled by Rube.
Rube's first foul, team fourth. Shot at the free throw line for the first time tonight. He's got 8. He'll be shooting 2. 50-33 the score, 5:20 to go in the ball game. Western with the 17-point lead. They've led by as many as 19. And Shaw's first is up. It's a little long, no good.
Here comes Van Winkle back into the game for Noah Petty. Noah some good minutes. Big strong kid is Noah.
Shaw's second attempt is up. It rolls off, no good. Rebound comes down to Archambault. His second.
Big strong kid is Archambault. Wellman with the basketball. 5:11 to play. 50-33 Western. Wellman with the drive in against Shaw. He will work it out to Hively. Hively knifes the lane. Now passes out to Callgrove. Back top of the key, the ball goes to Wellman. Wellman will throw it right to Palmer. Unforced error by the Wildcats. To Shaw on the run out into the front court. He goes up and is fouled by Wellman.
Wellman's third, team fifth. And Shaw to the free throw line. Shooting 2 more. He's 0 for 2 from there. He missed his last 2. 50-33 the score, 4:53 to go in the ballgame. Western with that 17-point lead. Shaw's first is up and good, give him 9.
Thomas will check in for him if he can make this next one.
Second one's up, it falls through. He's got 10.
It's at 50-35 with 4:53 remaining.
First man in double figures for the Saukees.
Western wants a timeout. We'll pause as well. 50-35, Wildcats on top. 4:53 to play. Back after this.
As the year starts to come to an end and families enjoy more time indoors, Cascom realizes you need reliable internet, great television, and a reliable home phone service. So from now until the end of the year, Cascom will be offering an amazing deal on its triple play bundle services. Call today and get internet, Broadvision TV, and VoIP phone for only $99 a month for 6 full months. Call us today at 1-800-252-1799. No contracts or install fees. Some restrictions may apply.
Well, we are almost halfway through, I guess 3 minutes and 7 seconds into the fourth quarter. Let's try that again. Well, we're almost 3 minutes and 7 seconds into the fourth quarter. 50-35, the lead for the Wildcats of Western High on top of the Saukees. Pittsfield, if memory serves correctly, beat Western late in the season last year. And
yeah.
So the Wildcats looking to get a little revenge there. And this one.
I believe that would have been at Barry, too, if I'm not mistaken.
No, it was here.
It was here? Okay.
50-35, the lead for the Wildcats. Hively will bring it into the front court. Triples around people like they were cones. To Wellman, drives in, nice pass down to Archambault, who gathers, shoots, and scores. Good find by Wellman. 52-35, into the front court. Guthrie, Van Winkle, I should say, at the basketball. He just lets the man take it right away from him. Hively will walk it up. 4:20 remaining. Hively to Wellman, out top Colgrove. Colgrove crosses over now. Gives it to Hively with Thomas coming out to guard him, trying to get Hively moving here. It's Thomas trying to stay close enough for a 5. Gets away and just in time. Now Wellman is called for travel.
14th turnover on Western.
Here's Shaw back in. Van Winkle takes its share. 4:05 to play. 52-35, the lead for Western. Inbounds pass to Thomas. Tom Have, right side Palmer. Back to Tom Have, left side, gets his feet under him, shoots the 3, missed it. His shot's gone awry here in this second half. Archambault with the rebound. For the Wildcats, Rube, right wing over to Colgrove. 3:42 to play in the fourth quarter. And now a reaching foul called on Palmer.
Palmer's third, team fourth.
Going to be ball out of bounds on the sideline for the Wildcats. 3:37 left, 52-35 Western. Hively to inbound here, looking for an opening. Gets it in the backcourt to Wellman. Wellman will pull it out to Hively. Hively is open, drives to the lane. Now he's cut off there. Palmer playing defense behind him. Right side, Wellman with the rock. Now Tomei just picks his pocket. Wellman tries to get it back and is called for the reach.
That'll be 6th team foul. Wellman's 4th. And it'll be ball to bounce Pittsfield right at half court.
Wellman took a share as Dunker came back in. 3:20 remaining, 52-35 Wildcats. Now Tomei travels.
23rd turnover on Pittsfield, and
Pittsfield going to bring in Priest, Van Winkle, Petty, and Ammon. Also coming into the contest will be Peyton Apps. Saukee's cleared the bench. And they're going to drop the 0-2. Have a tough one at the Camp Point Central on Friday. And
need to get a win there and some help to keep from playing the first game on Saturday.
well, they could still end up that way. If Pittsfield would beat Camp Point, and you assume Western will beat Illini West, I mean, I guess you never make any assumption on anything, but you'd have 3 teams at 1 and 2 in the pool. You go down to defensive points allowed. Haven't really looked at that, but Pittsfield's got to play pretty well. They're going to beat Camp Point even short.
Yeah.
Yeah, and hopefully
They may not be short by then.
well, they're going to be short, but the Panthers may have won a football title by that time. We hope so. Check that, 2:35 to play in this one. 52-35 the lead for the Wildcats. Right now it looks like Western and Payson are on a collision course for the title game. But things can change. And, really that matchup would be very consistent styles. Here's Colgrove on a pull-up shot, and he's having a nice game. 54-35.
He's got 15 points, only 4 in the second half.
He kind of came into his own towards the second half of last season and hadn't stopped since. He's really a nice player, just a junior. He and Wellman really had a nice 1-2 tandem. Here's Ammon going to throw the ball away, stolen away by Archambault. 1:50 to play. Hively will bring it up against Priest. Will be bumped a couple times there, looking for the backdoor cut. Now to Colgrove with 1:35 remaining, 54-35 Wildcats. Rube to Dunker. Dunker with the basketball. He will work it out to Colgrove. Now between the circles, Rube with 1:20 remaining. And they're trying to get a foul, or the Saukees, maybe to get some substitutes into the game. Now Archambault will have the ball knocked away out of bounds, and they'll call it a turnover. So Western will bring in
16th turnover.
Western will bring in Dell along with, let's see, I got to pull up the card here, along with Dixon, Bryant, and who else is out there? Jackson Hall also in. Pittsfield brought in Caden McKinnon and Carter Klatt. Klatt, the freshman, in for the Saukees. Right side, McKinnon. He lobs it down low to Petty. Petty puts it up, missed it. Klatt there to clean up the glass, and he's got his first varsity points. 54-37. 55 seconds left. Out top of the basketball is Dixon. To Bryant, who dribbles near the half-court line with 43 seconds left. 54-37 Wildcats in control of this one. Between the circles with it, Bryant drives against Klatt. Klatt about a 6'2 freshman. Got a lot to work on, but the Saukees like his hustle and willingness to work hard. Bryant still on the dribble with 20 seconds remaining to Hall. Out to Dixon. Dixon's a pretty good sized kid. He's a 6'1 freshman. Out top Bryant with 10 seconds left, and if the Saukees will let him, he'll just dribble it out. He'll get away for a second, 7, now 5 seconds. He'll pull it back out, and Dixon can just hold it. Final on this one, Western 54, Pittsfield 37. We'll wrap it up with final stats your way after this.
As the year starts to come to an end and families enjoy more time indoors, Cascom realizes you need reliable internet, great television, and a reliable home phone service. So from now until the end of the year, Cascom will be offering an amazing deal on its triple play bundle services. Call today and get internet, Broadvision TV, and VoIP phone for only $99 a month for 6 full months. Call us today at 1-800-252-1799. No contracts or install fees. Some restrictions may apply.
Final in this one, a 54-37 win for Western. Western drops, how about improves to 2-0. Pittsfield drops to 0-2. And John's got a quick look at some final stats.
I'm still adding, Charlie. You're going to have to talk for a few minutes.
Well, John, what would you like to talk about? Back when I was 10 years old, my parents gave my dog away. Hey, happy Thanksgiving, by the way. A couple of quick tips for you on this evening before Thanksgiving. Stay away from the romaine lettuce. Evidently, E. coli is a danger there. And also, your iPhone, if you're an iPhone user, if you hold down the space bar, you know, if you make a mistake when you're typing a text message and it's kind of hard to get that cursor back, hold down that space bar. It will allow you to scan through the text and get right to the spot you want.
Which is something that neither of us knew.
Are you ready now? Hey,
I am.
He's ready. Fun facts with Charlie are over. Here's John with stats.
First for the Pittsfield Saukees, they finished the game with 24 turnovers. Finished shooting 15 of 40 from the floor, 37.5%. 1 for 14 from 3, 7%. 4 of 7 from the free throw line, 57%. Led in scoring by 10 points from Isaac Shaw, 9 from Cade Tomhave, all in the first half. 6 from Griffin Van Winkle, 2 from Jack Palmer. 6 also from Will Guthrie, and 2 from Noah Petty. Also 2 points on the night for Carter Klatt on that defensive rebound and putback. Western finishes the game with 16 turnovers, shooting 22 of 42 from the floor, 52%, 3 of 12 from 3, 25%, and 6 of 10 from the free throw line for 60%. They were led in scoring by 15 points from Kyle Colgrove, 8 for Joseph Depke, 7 for Tristan Rube, 6 for Caleb Archambault, 7 also for Reese Dunker, 6 for Preston Wellman, 5 for Eric Hively, and that is the scoring for Western.
We will talk with Saukee head coach Brad Tomhave here momentarily. 54-37. The Saukees dropped to 0-2 on the season. In the earlier contest, it was Payson Seymour moving to 2-0 over Liberty, 65-38. So everybody's played 2 games, and the pool standings look like this. Payson's 2-0. Liberty and Lovejoy are both 1-1. Liberty has the head-to-head tiebreaker there. Routs 0-2 on the Pool A side. Western's 2-0. Camp Point Central and Illini West both 1-1, but Central has the win over Illini West, and Pittsfield is 0-2. Friday's schedule looks like this: 1:30 Payson Seymour and Lovejoy, 3 o'clock Route and Liberty, 4:30 Western will take on Illini West, and at 6 o'clock Pittsfield will play Camp Point Central. Let's pause for a timeout here. When we come back, we'll talk with Saukee head coach Brad Tomei. Western wins this one 54-37. Back with you after these.
When you're way out on the farm right in the middle of harvest, there's nobody watching. No audience, no crowd. The only bright lights beam from a combine. They're not pointing at you. All that's here is a field. It may not look like a place of glory, but there's still a winner. There's still a score. For many farmers who planted Golden Harvest seed this year, victory is about to set in. Contact Golden Harvest Seed Advisor Steve Farlow now for the seed to make every acre count. Golden Harvest and Steve Farlow are proud to help sponsor Central Panther football.
Geared Up is your local choice for custom apparel and awards. No matter the season, sport, or event, we've got the gear to make it a success. Ask us about our fundraising program, available to all schools, businesses, and community organizations. Check us out online at www.wegearyouup.com or call 217-473-6290. That's 473-6290 for Geared Up, custom apparel, and awards.
Final score in the contest, 54-37, the win for Western over Pittsfield. Wildcats came out, made their first 8 shots in the ball game, and then came out in the second half and really shot it well. Finished the contest shooting 52%, 22 of 42 from the floor, as John told you just a while ago. And pretty impressive that not a lot of those shots necessarily were layups. They had a lot of mid-range jumpers, really did a nice job putting the ball in the hoop. And Pittsfield, John, just not going to win very many games to turn the ball over 24 times.
Yeah, and Charlie, how many of those in the second half were unforced? You know, passes that hit guys in the hands, you know, and really hit guys in the hands in scoring spots several times, and just were turned over because they didn't get caught.
Yeah, and I think
and I don't know what else to say about it other than they just didn't catch them.
It was a 37-31 game for a while, and Pittsfield had 3 straight possessions with balls that hit them in the hands and then turned it over on passes that really weren't bad passes, just turned it over and allowed Western to stretch it back out to a double-digit lead. And from that point, the Wildcats kind of put it on cruise control to win the contest. And, you know, if you're Curtis Stout and the Western Wildcats, you're going into that Thanksgiving day off and got to be feeling pretty good about how things have gone the first 2 days for you. And basically you're in the driver's seat to play in that championship game. I would think Western would be a heavy favorite over Illini West coming up on Friday evening, John. And I think Western's going to be a problem for people, especially if they can get Depke to score like he did tonight. That helps free things up off of Colgrove. Wellman obviously can score it. Reese Dunker played his role well, as did Rube. I mean, they've got guys who are kind of understanding what their role is at this point in the season, and nobody really forcing anything up by any stretch. They're doing a nice job being unselfish with the basketball, limiting turnovers of their own. 16 that they kind of mounted up there late in the contest, but pretty good night for the Western Wildcats. They're 2-0 on the season. We do expect to speak with Saukee coach Brad Tomei here in just a moment on the post-game show. Final on this one, a 54-37 win for Western over the Pittsfield Saukees at Voschel Gymnasium. And let's do this. Let's step aside for a break. We'll hopefully talk with Coach Tomei following this.
Camp Point Central Panthers will play for the 1A state championship at the University of Illinois Champaign on Friday at 10 o'clock. And GearedUpBroadcasting.com will be there to bring you the broadcast. If you want to watch it on TV, turn the sound down and join us on GearedUpBroadcasting.com. Jack Hull, along with Steve Surratt, Randy Blake, and Bob Ray, will bring you all the action live with a pregame at 9:15. Hope you'll join us for the 10 o'clock championship. Go Panthers for the state championship. Fellowship of Christian Athletes is an international and local organization that provides support for our athletes and coaches in the area. Small groups called huddles meet regularly in our schools and communities to build strong relationships. Todd Sweatman is our area director for Western Illinois. Todd is a longtime educator and coach and also serves as the chaplain at McMurray College. Julie Ross, area rep, is working with Adams and Brown County schools to support coaches and athletes. Jack Hull, longtime radio broadcaster and sports official, is serving with Julie and Todd throughout the Western Illinois region. We need your support as boosters, first in prayer and also with your financial monthly support. You can help us strengthen the huddles in your schools. Contact us at westernilfca.org to find out more and get our contact information. Won't you join us in lifting Jesus Christ up in our schools, athletes, coaches, and communities? Go to westernilfca.org or email me at jhull@fca.org. Get involved in FCA for your youth today.
We welcome you back on the post-game show, visiting with Pittsfield Saukee head coach Brad Tomei following a 54-37 loss to the Western Wildcats here at Voschel Gymnasium. And that one's fresh, I think, Coach. I don't think John's caught the E. coli yet, so you're okay. Hey, a contest that you come out, Western shooting the ball extremely hot in the first quarter, made their first 8 shots, go up 20-10. Your team actually fought back in that second quarter, cut it down to a 4-point game a couple times. They hit a 3 to end the first half, and you had to like the improvement in that second quarter of play going into the halftime break.
Yeah, we showed a little resiliency, and they accepted some challenge, got up and guarded a little bit in the half court. We had some shots start to fall. Ran some offense that was fluent and efficient. Got shots we wanted to get in some spots we wanted to get them in. Defensively, we had a little bit more intent with our effort and more intent with what we were doing. Just, when you dig that big of a hole and you try to come down or get back in, it takes a lot out of you. Disappointed in the second half, though. They give credit to Western. They were definitely the better team tonight, and they did what they needed to do, and they were the better team.
It was a 37-31 game, and I think 3 possessions in a row. There were passes that hit guys right in the hands, and for whatever reason, there at the beginning of that third quarter went out of bounds. And you have to give Western credit. They capitalized, and not only did they capitalize, but they really spread the ball out. Colgrove shot it extremely well. Wellman facilitated, and their guys, it seems like, are really understanding their roles here in the early part of the season. They're a fun team to watch.
They're good, and they made shots. That's a challenge to our guys. You can't, what I said in the locker room, I'm not upset about the loss, and I'm upset about how some of the things happened, but those, we can fix some of that stuff, some of the focus and some of the, things. The kids are trying all that, you're giving us everything they have. It's retaining some of the information we're talking about so that we don't have to keep repeating it and we're making the same mistakes over and over. But, yeah, some turnovers. We had the ball 4 straight times. It was 37 or 39-31 with chances to cut into it and get it back to a 1 or 2 possession game and unforced turnovers. I mean, we had I know we had 12 turnovers at the half is what Coach Bacon had us for. I'm sure it was close to, or if not more than that in the second half. But I'm going to say 3/4 of our turnovers tonight were unforced. It's us just not making a play. I mean, silly stuff.
Had some good ball movement against the zone at different times throughout the night. Had a nice job Biggs finding the other big on the high-low. Shaw was the recipient of some of those passes. And no secret, Isaac gets that ball on the left side, man. He's pretty tough down there. Finished the night with 10 points for you. Fought really hard. Played some good defense in the post as well. You like to see that out of a senior.
Yeah, because we have to attack the rim because we've got to shoot more free throws. Shooting 3 free throws the other night total tells me we're relying too much on the three-point. We're not attacking the basket. We're not making moves to the rim, which I thought we were a little better at tonight. Not extreme, not where we want to be. But, yeah, Isaac is he's a bulldog, and we need to get him to go to the right side just as aggressively as he goes to the left because there's 2 sides of the floor. In a varsity basketball game, we can't be one-sided. And we got to have some guys. I know Cade made a couple threes or 1 3. I don't know, but we have to be more consistent from the 3-point line so that we can utilize our big lineup and spread that floor out a little bit against that zone to where they can't match up with us as easy. And we'll get there. We'll get there if they get understanding of the movements. We're having to do a lot of teaching right now. A lot of teaching of things that are with the youth, and we'll continue to teach and we'll continue to have expectations of what we need these guys to do and hold them accountable. We've got to be doing things right, not only when they're with us, but when they leave us for this body to stay strong. And, we're not pushing the panic button by any means. But like I told him, I said, if there's not a fire burning in your belly as big as mine right now, then I don't know if I can fix that.
You get the day off tomorrow, get to enjoy Thanksgiving with the family, and then come back Friday. You play Camp Point Central team who, if you would have told somebody who didn't know the information in the game last night that one of those two teams was missing 3 of their key players, I don't think very many would have picked Camp Point Central. But James Barnett's team's really playing with some fire, and their kids, you can tell, have worked hard to make themselves stronger from their younger kids all the way through their seniors, and they're going to be a load when they get everybody back. And even without those 3 kids, they look pretty good so far.
Yeah, I'll tell you one thing that I notice about several of these teams that I think we're missing is that killer instinct and just flying around. Our kids have put time in to be in the weight room for the last 2 years very religiously. We've got guys that haven't missed a week of lifting in 2 years, but for some reason they're hesitant to play like it. Our effort in that weight room has been awesome, but we're not transitioning that. I think that's what some of these teams have done. They've been able to transition. It's a mindset to play that you're not going to get beat, and there's teams here that are playing that you're not going to beat me, and I don't care if I'm running through you. I'm running through you, and that's a mentality that has to be ingrained in our kids right now, and that's definitely going to be a focus from this point on by our coaching staff.
Coach, wish you and your family the happiest of Thanksgivings. Enjoy that time. Don't burn the turkey. Hopefully Mackenzie can take care of that side.
Hey, I already got the turkey taken care of. I put her in the smoker on Sunday, so all we have to do is cut her up tomorrow. So, but thank you, and we want to wish everybody else a happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy the time with your family and friends. Safe travels to wherever you're going, and we'll see you on Friday.
All right, Coach is having smoked turkey. I'll be over about 11:45. That's Saukee head
You're
coach
welcome.
Brad Tomave, a 54-37 win for Western over the Saukees, and that's going to wrap it up here from Boschel Gym from the 12th Annual Saukee Turkey Tourney. For John Hull, I'm Charlie Hull. Thank you for tuning into Central Illinois Sports. We'll be back again on Friday. Happy Thanksgiving to all of you. Another Central Illinois Sports presentation.